So today we're going to be taking on the rest of the main story of Pokemon Voltway 2 Redux, which means, of course, lots and lots of Team Plasma encounters. And then the finale will be next time, and we'll do Victory Road in the Pokemon League and all of that. And I'm actually going to save the post-game for quite a bit later. But this is a game that I will want to come back to and do post-game. I've mentioned it before, but I plan to kind of delve into the Pokemon World Tournament a little more deeply than I have in the past. And so I'm also looking forward to that. But for today, we have lots of story stuff to go through, which is exciting. This is one of my favorite parts of the game, by far. What's up, Eric? There's Hugh. You found them. I knew you could do it. He caught up fast. But how do we get in? Or wait, he checked actually down this way. In fact, I'm surprised he didn't find it first. And there's Marlin. I thought you weren't going to fight Team Plasma. Hey friends, Team Plasma's not bothering me. They could be up to no good for reals and... For reals? It's not my style to go around deciding Team Plasma's bad without thinking about it, just because everyone says so. But now you're having trouble, so I've got to help you out. That's what I want to do. A little stilted there, but you know. Keeping uniform from being iced over is fine too. It's all good. But think about why you're doing that. The strength of your beliefs is what gives you your Pokemon power. The guy sure doesn't follow through. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Marlin could have been expanded on a bit. And you know, I would surf around here, but I don't think there's actually anything to find. Hey, what's good, Space Cowboy? Doing alright? How about y'all? Y'all have a good weekend? Weekend was fine. Nothing really to write home about, as per usual. You'll see friends with Smiley swimsuit. Be hearing this theme a lot. I turn the brightness up on this a little bit. I mean, it might be a little bit too bright, but I feel like when the screen goes dark, it's a little too dark in here, so I don't know. You're water bug, so I don't think I want to stay in here. Because I also think this thing's pretty speedy. This also doesn't really have a way to touch it, though. This is my best bet, I think. Watching Evo over the weekend? Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, I did wrap up playing Yakuza 4. Oh, okay, that was a crit, so I should live 2 regulars, I think. I mean, that did a shit ton, so I'm a little bit wary of that, but let's see. Oh, yeah, okay. No, we're fine. In fact, I mean, I guess if T-Bolt doesn't kill you, I can just heal back up again and do that, but... Rhyperior comes in. Oh, well, isn't that just dandy? Let's just heal back basically to full, probably. Yeah, wow. How'd you feel about it? I thought the finale was pretty cool. The way everything all came together, I don't know, I quite enjoyed. And I was looking into Discourse, and a lot of people consider Yakuza 4 to be like the weakest one, and I'm like, did they play 3 though? Did they play 3 though? Like 3's story is solid, but 3 to me felt like it was, like, not a complete... Like, it felt rushed. And it was, apparently. But I thought it kind of felt like that, too. The way the story kind of just, like... It kind of, like, jumps to conclusions and kind of, like, I don't know. It didn't feel like it built as steadily as some of the other games. 3, in particular. And also, like, the harping on that one plot device in 4... Which I guess I won't say out loud, but, like, you probably know what it is. Regarding the event that happened in the 80s. Like, that particular plot device people get really hung up on, and I'm like... I mean, isn't there, like, equally dumb shit in, like, 2? With, like, the, no, actually, I'm on this guy's side, or no, I'm actually the bad guy, or I'm actually... Like, to me, it's, like, the same shit. I thought it was explained in a way that made sense. And so I didn't actually mind that. If anything, I just thought that some of the final battles didn't really necessarily need to happen. Or that maybe, like, certain characters that you fight in the finale should have maybe been built up more. I mean, if you go for ground move, that's kind of shitty for me, but... The other characters, I like them. I like all 4 of them a lot. And I know that all of them except for Tanimura come back in 5 as playable characters, so... I don't know, I thought it was cool. I thought the final phase of the fight was kind of annoying, just because you're dealing with mobs, but I managed to pull it off on, like, my 3rd try. So it wasn't too bad. And now you're gonna go for ground move, right? I feel like I live ground move from you, so I kind of want to just stay in Shadow Ball once. But it was cool, though. The music in 4 is fucking amazing. Any favorite? I would say, like, as far as Yakuza 4 specifically, characters... because of course Kiryu is like the GOAT, but I do feel like he is not really the main focus. So I would probably say, like, combat-wise, it's definitely between Akiyama and... I think Tanimura's parry is really fun to use, but probably Akiyama's my favorite gameplay-wise, and then... Wait, you just die to this? Yeah, I think so. And then, like, character-wise... Might also be between Akiyama and Tanimura, honestly. It's hard for me to pick. I just think, I don't know, I think Akiyama has, like, a really strong... Like, he's the first one you play as, so I feel like he gets a really strong, like, setup in all of that. An opportunity to, like, show up in the following parts at times. But I thought Tanimura's situation was also really cool. Sajima's cool too. I think it was nice to get some payoff from Zero. It's like, I know I've said in the past that Yakuza 0 is mostly a prequel, or at least it seemed like it was mostly a prequel to 1. But it also, like, obviously, it came out after 5, but it is clear that it's, like, there to, like, kind of, if you were to start with 0, it kind of sets up certain things that come up in 4 a lot, so I liked that. I liked how it kind of, like, everything kind of tied together in 4, which I thought was sort of nice. Because, like, there very much is a through line. You definitely should play them in order, I would say. Like, I wouldn't recommend skipping any of them, even though some people, for some reason, say it's okay to skip, like, 3, 4, and 5, and I'm just like, what? Like, I didn't really like 3 that much, gameplay-wise, but, like... And I guess story-wise it's mostly inconsequential, but... There's not really a reason to skip it, I feel like. Plus, these games aren't even that terribly long if you don't get caught up in side content. Yeah, Saijuma's cool. I just feel like I can tell there's more they want to do with him, or more that's probably going to be done with him in 5. That's the impression I get, at least. But I don't know, it was nice having super armor when you were charging your heavy attacks with him, gameplay-wise, but other than that, I didn't really like his gameplay, and then, yeah, character-wise, like, all 4 of them are really strong characters, I think. Oh wait, can't I skip this? Because isn't... the password is like... I think certain digits are always the same. Or something like that. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into 5 once I get back from my trip. I did actually boot it up just to see the opening, like the OP, but that's all I did. I do want to reiterate though, like I thought the music in 4 was like really, really good, and it's always good. It's one of those series, but it's like, what is the main theme called? Is it called For Faith? I think is the main theme. That shit like goes super hard. Both in the opening is super hype in 4, and like how that comes back for like the final bosses and stuff. It's really good. I don't think light screen is going to save you from this. But yeah, I would still say, like... I would say, like, overall, I'm enjoying my time making my way through the Yakuza games. And I think there's a lot of good stuff in there that I very much enjoy. However, I still kind of hold that there's not, like, an individual... Because there's so many entries, there's not, like, an individual one of these games that really stands out to me as, like, oh man, that's like an all-time contender kind of thing. I remember saying this even when I had just finished like Kiwami 1 and 0 and feeling that way. And yeah, I still kind of feel the same way, honestly. Like they're good, like really solid games, but I'm not like holy shit, this is like the greatest, the absolute greatest games I've ever played necessarily. But I would recommend them. So I don't want people to get it twisted, but it's just like... They're very iterative, I think, like gameplay-wise. I think that's a factor to it, is that a lot of the combat feels very similar, and it's cool, it's fun. But then, at the same time, there are moments where I'm just like, this is fucking bullshit and annoying. Like, you know, 3 with a constant blocking. The way that if you get, like, stabbed with a knife, in certain cases you do, like, the blah, and then you fall over and it takes, like, 50,000 years to get up. And, like, getting stun-locked in that way, like, that shit's annoying, and obviously that's more refined in, like, 0 and Kiwami in particular, because those came out after 3, 4, and 5. So maybe I would need to, like, go back, like, jump into 0 and or Kiwami 1 again after I finish 5 and just kind of see how I feel about the gameplay side of things. I can definitely see why 0 is the one that people hold in the highest regard, though, at least thus far. But I mean, I've enjoyed all of them. There's always, like, It's just there's always pretty much something, some kind of drawback that I don't like. It's just a matter of how severe it is. Oh, I need the card key before I can input it. That's right. Okay. Say sleeping, right? I sleep. Yeah, like 0 is the escort missions. You say 4 has solid combat overall. Yeah, I mean, I think 4 is honestly, it's really tough because there are aspects to like Kiwami and Kiwami 2 that I really like. And so it's tricky. I feel like 4 is pretty high up there ranking-wise for me, personally. Like, dude, it's so tough, because there's, like, even Kiwami 2 with being in the Dragon Engine, well, I guess the progression in Kiwami 2 kind of sucks. Like, the fucking orbs. That shit's annoying. I liked the, although I did like the orb system in 4. I did like that, better than just, like, the dump EXP into a thing kind of deal. And yeah, 4 does have solid combat overall. Like, 3 felt pretty fucking clunky, and enemy design sucked ass. But then 4 was hell, like, so much of a step up. It's, like in my opinion at least, it felt way closer to 0 and Kiwami overall, combat-wise. I think my biggest gripe with 0 gameplay-wise is that, like, Breaker style is way too overpowered. You can literally cheese pretty much the entire game with it. I would actually maybe give Kiwami 1, like, combat-wise, I think I'd like Kiwami 1 maybe the best. It's just that the boss healing thing is kind of annoying. But I remember when I started up Kiwami 1 after finishing 0 and thinking, like, oh, the combat feels, I don't know what it is, but the combat felt more refined to me. At least as far as playing as Kiryu. Obviously you miss out as playing as Majima in Kiwami 1, but yeah. I think Kiwami 1's the best that Kiryu has felt overall. That's what I would say. But I haven't played 5 yet, so I don't know. I know I'm skipping dialogue and shit, but I'm like, I don't know. I played this segment like so many times, dude. Alright, Gross is the last one to get to 65. I'm trying to remember where the healer is, because I think there is one, unless we can just use the beds. No. This is a good lead on my part. We should live a Night Slash. I guess a sniper crit would do a... Oh, I guess we're not at full health, but... Hopefully I didn't just curse myself. Okay, good. Oh, that didn't kill? Fuck off. Okay. See, that's where that Iron Fist boost would come into play. Damn it. Ah, it's like, dude, Clear Body and Iron Fist are both equally kind of niche. Or it's like, the circumstances in which they come into play are like opposite each other. It's like, okay, no Intimidate Mon there. No, like, stat dropping thing. And then it's like, I'd fail to pick up the KO. Yeah, I know, dude, it's been a while since I've done this password thing, but I do know that it's like, yeah, it's like most of the digits are 0. But I need the card key, that's the thing. Still ways to go. Muscle Band What if I did Metal Coat? Aren't the type boosters, isn't it 1.2 times for type boosters versus 1.1 overall? But wouldn't that equate to the same thing, though? It's like, okay, you get the 1.1 times boost on EQ and 1.1 times boost on Bullet Punch versus no boost on EQ and then 1.2 times on Bullet Punch. Doesn't that equate to the same thing? So maybe... if I had another expert belt or something, I mean... because you have E-Belt, and that has helped pick up KOs with, like, Sacred Sword, I feel like. Like, would Soft Sand be better? Specs. Choice Band? Choice Band EQ would have killed. Maybe it's time to start breaking out the Choice Band. The thing is, it kind of sucks. I mean, I can easily revenge kill stuff with BP with its Choice Band equipped. Like, just pivot out with one of my pivoters or whatever. Or just hard switch in on something that I can tank a hit and then BP. But then I'm like, I don't know, I kind of like Metagross specifically being able to do big damage with one of these and then BP to follow up. So I kind of don't like the choice lock. Violet Flame Orb, Iron Ball, King's Rock. I'm pretty certain that, like, Muscle Band and Wise Lasses is 1.1 times, like a 10% increase, whereas these, like Magnet and Metal Coat and stuff, are 20%. But like I was saying, well, I guess would the 20% boost to a stab move be better than splitting that 20% across two different moves? Is the calc the same? Like, Bullet Punch is effectively 60 with stab. And then a 10% boost would be 66, right? Is that how that works? I don't know which is applied first. And then EQ would be 110. So let's say, like, let's just, I guess, add them together. 110 plus 66 is 176. Versus 20% on BP, which would be 72 total. Plus 100 would be 172. So it's actually worse? EQ into Bullet Punch actually does less damage with Metal Coat equipped compared to... What about Soft Sand? That'd be 120 plus 60. That'd be 180. That's actually better, right? If my math is mathin', I think Soft Sand is actually, like, would have picked up the kill, or would have been at least more likely to pick up the kill on Drapion. Drapion, whatever. Because, like, the Thunder Punch... I don't think anything I'm going to click Thunder Punch on is going to be able to hit me particularly hard. Because that's specifically for, like, water types. A lot of water types tend to be specially defensive. Vaporeon, Milotic, Pelipper, it's ×4, you know? Even something like Wall Rain, it's like, a lot of water types won't really be able to hit back very hard. Because even if they have EQ or something as coverage, it's not gonna do very much to me. So it's more so EQ, I think, is like the issue here. If I'm clicking Meteor Mash, that's probably going to 2-hit KO on its own. EQ, like Meteor Mash into BP, far more likely, because obviously Meteor Mash does more than EQ, with stab factored in. Quite a bit more, in fact. So yeah, I think Soft Sand boosting EQ is the play here, probably. We'll try it. I really don't want to choice lock this thing. It's not like in doubles, like in was it XG that I used it? It's not like there where you have like a partner to deal the bulk of the damage and then you can choice band bullet punch pick it off in the same turn. In a singles format, it's like, I don't know. I don't think it's as reliable. What's funny here is that this thing completely walls me. I just like went all like so far out of my way to figure that out, and then this walls me. You don't have like flame on you. I just go into this and click flamethrower. Not ghost move. You sash. Nope. Bam, bam. Yeah, I guess it shouldn't matter if you factor in Metal Coat or Stab first, right? Because it'd be 44 times 1.5 is 66. Or 60 plus the 10% increase, which is 66. If my math is mathin'. Oh. Now, do we think that BP kills with a +1 boost? Let me think here. This is 95. This is like, this does a little bit less than half, but actually it would do more like, I think this seems like it would be likely to kill, so I just want to, oh, it's so close. The real answer is that Iron Fist would be just better, barring switching into Intimidators. Or not switching into, but having an Intimidator come out. You can Intimidate? No. Close combat, not even ground move, huh? Yeah, I'm like, you're a Krokorok, so I'm not really particularly scared of you. If it was a Crocodile, I would have switched out, probably. Oh, another boost? This is last, though, I think. No, it's not. Ooh. Haunter. This thing's gotta die to a +2 bullet punch. I mean, come on. Yeah, okay. Thank God. If that did not pick up the kill, I'm about to be like, alright, let's switch it back to Iron Fist. Because that's heinous. Hyper Beam, trash. This ain't Gen 1. This ain't Gen 1. Pick up the kill and don't have to recharge. Why is my squad all, like, messed up? I feel like there is a healer around here, but... That might actually be on the lower level. That might be when we come back. So I don't think I can use these beds, right? I have this weird memory of, like, I know you can heal like down in the lower level because there's like a doctor or a nurse or something down there. Wheezing, This is like one of those anime cries I'll never forget. Every time I see Wheezing, I just think, Wheezing, Wheezing. Smoking a pack a day. Since he was like 8 years old or some shit. That's some like, that's some Hans Melman shit from The Simpsons where he's like, I'm 31 years old. And he looks all shriveled up and shit. First number is 7. Is it literally just like 7 0 0 0 0 something like that? Or 7 0 0 0 0 7 or something like that? It's something to that effect. Wait, I fought these two already, right? Yeah, I fought both of y'all. I didn't fight this guy down here, but I want to do... No items. You want a double battle? That could be fun. Oh, what the... Oh, this is where we can heal. Okay, yeah. See, I thought so. I did remember. Fought you already. I don't know if I fought this dude down in the middle. Now this is a forced double battle, it seems like. I kind of want to... Yeah, I kind of want to lead a pivoter here. Maybe actually you? I'm just thinking if I have to click Surf or something. Xandria resists, so we'll do that. Oh, it's not a double battle. Why else standing like that then? Here's Muck. This thing doesn't fully wall me. I can click Surf, but Muck has a pretty decent SpDef stat, and so let's go into this on what is likely to be Poison move. Or Mean Look. Hey, I'm not trapped here. I'm not trapped here with you. You're trapped here with me, dog. Soft Sand boosted. Yeah, I'd like to think the Soft Sand is factoring into that one hit KO there. I just mash. If Zen is his... Do you don't have Crunch? That's pretty lit. I mean, it is Eradicate, to be fair, but... Or no, it's like 7... 7, 7... It's like whatever number it's randomized to. And there's like a pattern of like that number in zeros or something. So we know it's 7, 7 something, and maybe the rest of them are zeros or something like that. There's a Crook. What the fuck was that? A little weird hitch there. We Soif. It's Expert Belt boosted. Nice. There's that 110 special attack coming into play. Close combat. Very tempting. I really like this. This ignores defense boosts, but like the times that that's come into play has been pretty rare. It's also Expert Belt boosted. Dude, I'm so torn. Like, the extra effect on this is better, but it's quite a bit weaker, too. This is, what, 135 with Stab? Versus 180? It's like, how often am I going to come across... It's like I said, I think, the last time, where this team is so offensively oriented that when is an opposing Mon really going to be able to set up on me? Like, more than once. Right, okay, so they get an Iron Defense off. What's running Iron Defense? Something weak to Earth Power from Nidoking. Or Flamethrower from Flygon. Or Fire Blast from Chandelure. And even then, that power boost, I feel like it's like... Okay, maybe Sacred Sword one-shots through the Iron Defense, but then Close Combat 2 shots, or maybe you pick it off with Sucker Punch after. Something like that. I feel like Close Combat is the answer here. It's just so bog standard for fighting types to run CC that I'm kind of like, I kind of want to run Sacred Sword because it's just different. I really wish this thing had sharpness, if that was possible to program in. Because then Sacred Sword would be a no-brainer. Oh, it's sturdy. Ruh-roh. This definitely kills me. Well, you're not analytic, but yeah, it's a Magnezone, so... And we're -1 defenses because of CC. See, what was I saying? I don't think I would have lived anyway, but... Look what happened. I think that's like a rare case, though, because I honestly probably should not have stayed in on zone. Or I should have Sucker Punched initially in case of Sturdy. That's another strat that I can go, is like Sucker Punching first. 4-digit number and the last number. It's 7707. That's what it is. I wasn't sure how many digits it was, so yeah, 7707. So I could just go do that. I think there is an item in this other room, though. It's like larger room on the left. Boom, 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 boom. Max Elixir. It's a pretty good find. For like the Elite Four in particular. I say I just press on. I feel like level-wise I'm doing fine. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, I don't have the card key. That's what I was missing. Okay. I want to say it's the guy in the kitchen that has it. Sounds right. Like, I'm pretty sure it's this grunt. I do think close combat is going to be probably better in most cases. It's just like... But at the same time, what am I clicking it on? Dark types and normal types? It's like, I'm not... Samurai's not really scared of dark types because it resists. So it's like, okay, so what if Sacred Sword 2 hit KOs instead of 1 hit KOs? And I think about mons like Bisharp, and I'm like, that's one-shotting regardless. Maybe not through Chople, but even then, I feel like maybe it actually would. Oh, no, he's not the one with the key card. Wait, what? It's you the announcement I was warning about? Fine, I'm very strong. I'll look the other way. Sure, buddy. Alright, so I guess it's you. Speaking of Bisharp, and like, there's no way that kills though. This is base 70 Sucker Punch even. I would have lived to base 80, but still. It's nerf Sucker Punch. Goes into T-Tar, you Sandstream or Unnerve. You're oh wait. What are you? Battle armor? Well, I guess considering we're not in the sand, I probably should have just earth powered actually. You're definitely going for ground move, no? I don't know why you go for rock move on the ground type, but we can find out. Okay, that's fair, I guess. Yeah, I was like, I feel like I still had speed because you're a T-Tar. Even at +2, you don't outspeed this. Let's go Megatron. Goes Vile. As Mash. Holy crap. Nice dodge. Don't need a BP, but you know. It's a faster animation at least. I guess that's something somewhat to consider too. P card. Plasma card, rather. Oh. I don't know why I readjusted. But yeah, I think I am going to save the post-game for when I get back. Like, I don't know if I'll do it right away, but this is a game that I will want to come back and do post-game stuff. I just figure we'll like, you know, wrap up the main story in these next 2 streams, and then that'll be like a good stopping point. Because the last thing I want to do is like keep streaming up until I leave, and then have it be like, oh, I didn't, you know, get everything done that I wanted to get done. Whereas just ending at the end of the main story, it's like, okay, there's some finality here, and then I can come back. All right, so we're gonna fight Zinzalin again. I think Megatron is a pretty good lead. The legendary Pokemon of Ice, its name is Kyurem. Why did I say the legendary Pokemon of Ice, comma, Kyurem? I'm gonna keep nitpicking when I think the dialogue is not that great. Because I feel like I've seen better. In this game, too. Like, not just in this game, but just in the DS era in general. So I wonder. With Kyurem's power and Team Plasma's technology, you become a threat to Team Plasma, so we will eliminate you here. Double battle time. Classic. Quillfish and Walrein. Well, Quillfish is no doubt Intimidate in a doubles format, right? So, Clear Body coming into play here. I actually think I kind of want to get an attack boost if I can. Like, if I can get an attack boost, that'd be huge. So I'm gonna go for that turn 1. Nice dodge. How much philosophy does Lynn and the other sages have? Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I wish I could remember specifically what they all had to say in the first game when you go track them down. But I do seem to recall, like, during Volt White, like, trying to pay attention to what Zinzalin had to say, and I feel like there was some foreshadowing there to some effect. Certainly the ice thing. And even if that wasn't planned, it's like, okay, they planned to make the second game based around Kyurem and, like, ice and stuff. And it's like, oh, let's pick the guy who went to who you found in Cold Storage, you know, to represent Team Plasma's new plan. Freeze? Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think I have mentioned before that I think it's kind of cool that you don't actually fight them. Because, you know, they're supposed to represent somewhat of a pacifist organization. Or at least, you know, that's what they want to be interpreted as. But then, of course, once the castle's propped up and, like, N is about to make his last stand or whatever in the castle, then, of course, the sages are like, no, we'll stop you here. Which is, that's, I guess, a little bit weird, because isn't the whole point for... Aren't they so confident in N's power with Reshiram/Zekrom that Ghetsis is like, okay, yeah, go fight N, you're gonna lose, though. That's basically what he tells you on Tube Line Bridge. Wasn't a Jolum. See, Jolum's a little bit scary, so I think I'm gonna go into my other catch-all defensive mon. Maybe not catch-all, but my no weaknesses mon. Nice, get a good drain. Nice. Puts it in sturdy. Rock Gem boosted slide. Well, I had a Metagross out. I feel like this... Okay. He does crit the other eel. I don't think I would have lived a crit. I should have just stayed in, but I was anticipating... Well, okay, I guess Earthquake wouldn't make too much sense considering there was a Levitator out, but... I figured because there was a Rock Resist that they wouldn't go for Rock move, but oh well. I'm Volt Switch. Oh, I'm not faster. That's what I get for wiping away those speed EVs. Okay, I'm very bad. Started as a group with morally gray ideology. Right. I mean, like, that. The cool thing about them is that that was always going on in the background. That Ghetsis was, like, that was Ghetsis' original plan from the start, which I think is what's so cool. I still do think part of that is like, slightly... It's, like, a shame that the illusion is cracked with those grunts in the Dream Yard, but, as I've stated before, it's, like, not all of the Plasma grunts are like that. There's like a good chunk of the organization that actually believes what N is preaching, as we see in Black and White 2. Nice BP. Yeah, that easily kills. I don't know what it is about streaming that makes my contact lenses act up sometimes, but it's not as bad as it was that one time, but yeah. T-Punch. Fuck off. I know Hard Shandy here is probably not the greatest play ever, but you are a Drifblim, so I feel like we live. Yeah. And I'm a Chandelure, so I feel like... Well, this thing has a high HP stat, so maybe it doesn't die, but... At the very least, I'll kill it with... Oh, it does die. Nice. See, that's why you don't need to run specs, at least in-game. Didn't he literally just say that, though? You're a smarter trainer than I expected. That, yes, it takes expert deduction skills to figure out. Wait a second. That's a strong ice that's a legendary dragon type that's ice. Maybe that's what was fueling the ice. I still think this game's story is good, it's just the dialogue is a little hit or miss. But I'm sure you could pick it apart in, like, any one of these games, honestly. Though it's, like, more noticeable here, but I've always thought that about Hugh in particular. I hadn't really picked up on it in, like, other characters' dialogue at times. Feelings against the majesty of the ship? What does this have to do with anything, dude? I just feel like this game could maybe benefit from a retranslation. That's because the core of what's happening is really cool, and so it really just is a matter of, like, the moment-to-moment dialogue, which my first instinct is to chalk that up to localization. So I wonder. This wasn't quite in the era of, like, Fire Emblem Fates. I mean, it's pretty close. It's like a 3 or 4 year gap. So, like, I wonder if this game was, like, localized. I don't know how Nintendo's internal localization works or whatever, but it's, yeah, like, based on the Japanese text, I think there could be a way to localize this and translate it in a way where the dialogue isn't as stilted at times, or when it's not. Like, because Japanese, a lot of the time if you translate it one-to-one, that's not saying that's necessarily what happened here, but it can be very matter-of-fact of, like, this is what's happening kind of thing. But that's what localization's for, is to make it sound a little bit more natural in English. And I have, like, an inkling, like, that is the problem here, in some cases. No matter where you fly, I won't let you get away. Well, it's over there anyway. Like, that's, like, well, not the most egregious example. Certainly, I suspect they're flying towards the giant chasm. Giant chasm, that's deep in Route 22, right? I don't know, maybe Hugh is just... Maybe Hugh is, like, our Navi, or Fi in this game. He's just disguised as a rival. See, I thought that was fine. Using Kyurem's power for evil? See, the way that line was written, it makes him sound surprised that they're using it for evil as opposed to that they're using Kyurem. I feel like the surprise is that they're using Kyurem. They're using Kyurem? Like, does that make sense? It should. It's like, they're using Kyurem for evil? It's like, well, yeah, it's fucking Team Plasma, dude. But they're using Kyurem? Like, the source of the ice is Kyurem? That's the surprise, is that it's Kyurem, and I guess Charon knows what Kyurem is, somehow. That I can excuse, that's fine. He's read up on the lore, right? He's literally in a trainer school. And worked with Professor Juniper and stuff in the first game, so it's like, okay. Pyramids, like Drayden said, a legendary dragon-type Pokemon. The only ones who could stand up to it are Reshiram or Zekrom. But neither of them are hero. Neither of them is here? Are here? Neither of them are here right now. It's gotta be a localization thing, because we got grammatical errors here now. Where are the ones the legendary Pokemon recognize as heroes anyway? So I just have to find one of them. This weekend is when I'm heading out. I don't fly out immediately, but I will be I have to do some like driving too, but basically yeah, I'm leaving this weekend, so that's why I'm kind of like, we'll wrap up the main story today and tomorrow, and then that way I have a few days to like do what I need to do. Even though I stream later in the evening, it's like I can still use that time to like pack or like whatever. Wait. Okay, wait, yeah, I forgot. Hold up, you're supposed to surf out of here, yeah. This is the bummer when it comes to not having a Flymon in the squad. More so a bummer that HMs exist, as I've said. See, the thing is, I feel like there's no reason... Well, okay, there are reasons, but I feel like it's not unreasonable. Or, like, it could be possible to remake these games, fix the dialogue things, get rid of HMs, but, like, keep the pixel art, whatever. Obviously, some of the changes in this hack probably wouldn't be implemented, but, like, you know, make the challenge mode actually challenging somewhat. It's like, I don't know. There are ways, there are, like, potential outcomes that could get me on board with Gen 5 remakes of Black and White 1 and Black and White 2. But it does come down to the execution. Even if the ideas are good. And I just don't trust that the ideas are going to be good, either. It's going to be like permanent EXP share. Art style is probably going to be shit. Fucking... From what I understand, BDSP's difficulty curve was actually not terrible. At least at the Elite Four, but... I don't know. Well, I do know. I do think there are possibilities, like I was saying, potential outcomes where the remakes actually would compel me whenever that happens. I just don't think that's terribly likely. Put it like that. But should I buy more hypers? Probably, right? You wish Hilbert or Hilda were here. Yeah, I wonder why... Well, I know why. It's like... They want the focus to be on the player, I guess, but... I do wonder what, like, the in-universe, I should say, reason is for them being so hard to get a hold of. I don't want to use revives in battle. Would it be terribly tedious to run to the... Well, probably not terribly tedious to run to the healer before Getsus. I wonder if Hugh actually heals us. But yeah, I probably would just, like... I think we fight Zinzalin again. I run back to the healer, fight Colress, run back to the healer. Yeah, I don't think I need to buy revives. For the Elite Four, I definitely will, for between battles. I feel like, especially in a difficulty hack, that's kind of how I would like things to play out. It's nice to have the option, I guess. It's like as opposed to forcing that on you, but it's like, okay. I get that there's like an endurance component, but to me, what's much more interesting is the individual fights, as opposed to like, can you survive this gauntlet of fights? And if that's what it's going to be, if the Elite Four was literally, like, you just fight them back to back to back, then okay, fine. But you don't. There's downtime. Like, there's literally downtime between them. For what purpose? To heal up, right? That's how I view things anyway. And the more I play through SMT5, with, you know, being able to warp back to the last save point and being able to save anywhere, and basically having healing at your disposal between encounters, like, without any issue, it's like, okay, this doesn't really bother me because it really is about the individual encounters. It's not about, like, can I survive to the next checkpoint? It's, no, let's explore this area and get to the next boss fight. And you fight these boss fights on an individual case-by-case basis. There are boss gauntlets that you fight that don't heal you in between. That's fine. That's, like, specifically made for that purpose. But, like, I don't know. I think there are games where that component can work. Like, I do think that the other SMT titles work in a nice way. Well, okay, mostly Nocturne and Strange Journey from what I've played. Because I guess 4 doesn't have any fast travel in it, but the healing is so fucking cheap. Isn't it literally 100 Maka no matter what your condition is? A totally heinously baffling decision. But in Nocturne and Strange Journey, it feels like, okay, the survival aspect is like a part of this, is like built into the experience. It's like, okay, I'm trying to survive and make it to the next checkpoint. Very Resident Evil-esque in that way. Which, obviously, that's survival horror. But in a lot of RPGs, it's like, I feel like the healing aspect feels so... Or like the survival aspect is like not... It's like it hardly ever comes up, because you're never really left wanting when it comes to resources to heal. And I can understand, I guess, lamenting that there aren't more RPGs that are built like that. That's more of an older school philosophy, right? But I know, like... I think it's because I grew up with Pokemon, maybe, that I feel this way, but like with SMT5 in particular, it's like you got these open areas. And so it's not like, yes, there is like a linear path to your next objective, I guess you could say that. Usually there is, like, maybe there might be multiple paths, but it's like, usually there's like, it'll funnel in at a choke point that leads to whatever boss fight is next. It's like very, like, ebb and flow. Like, you have a narrow pathway into like an open area, and then like another narrow pathway into another open area. And usually at those narrow pathways is where the boss fights tend to happen. Or at dead ends or something. Usually. So, like, it's not really the same in that way. But then when they dump an actual dungeon on you, which there is at least one, like actual dungeon, it feels out of place and, like, not... Like, it's weird, because I like and enjoyed the dungeons generally in, like, Nocturne, for instance. But in this game that is more sandbox-oriented, when they dumped a dungeon on me, I actually didn't really enjoy it that much, because it was like... This doesn't feel like this is built for... Like, the systems don't feel like they're built for this type of structure. It's like two different styles of game, almost. And I enjoy both. It's just like when you try to make one more like the other without going all the way. It's like, okay, just take a sandbox-oriented game and put like a linear dungeon in it. It's like, this doesn't feel quite right. And it's the same way if you took a linear dungeon-based game and you randomly had a sandbox section. It's like, I don't feel like that would fit necessarily either. Because I think the reason why the sandbox works is because, or thanks to the fact that you can save anywhere, and the fact that you can warp back, and all of that kind of stuff. I thought that little exchange was kind of nice. Ah, fuck. God damn it. Victory Road's gonna fucking suck because of the HMs. I think it's mostly the early areas of it, though. Maybe. Like, I know there's strength boulders early on, there's cut trees that were probably removed, and there's waterfalls. But then I feel like once you get past that foresty section, I'm trying to remember if there are strength boulders again. I kind of don't... Well, maybe there's some shortcuts. No, yeah, there are some for shortcuts, for sure, actually. In fact, there's one room that has... it's dark, that requires... Well, not requires, but... wants you to have Flash, but Flash is a TM. So it's like, okay... What a fucking pain in the ass. Okay. I guess I get rid of a TM move, right? The T-Bolt, because I'm really gonna teach you Ice Beam anyway, which I'm sure... Which I would guess is actually what's behind this boulder, up to the north. Probably. There's quite a few items in here I can get, in fact. I do wish there was a way to code around the HM requirements. But I guess I understand why that might be tricky. There's Ice Beam. It's lit. So I teach that to you, and then I teach it to Nidoking once I remove Strength. Get rid of Icy Wind. That shit's ass. I haven't really had many needs for it, but I think it's still good coverage. Because I guess I could be running like... I could be running like Aqua Jet instead of Ice Beam, or I could be running Sacred Sword plus CC if I don't want to drop my defenses, and I think Sacred Sword kills or something. But I think this is fine. I think the coverage is good. Plus, Iris. I'm probably going to want an Ice move for Iris, so... I've got CC for Lapras, which, considering Freeze Dry is a Gen 6 move, I don't have to worry about that in this. Yeah, I guess like that's kind of spoilers for the inevitable SMT5 video. I'm probably going to say something very similar in that to what I've been talking about, but that's going to be a little ways off too. Anyway, I am getting closer to finishing it up though. Like, I don't have that many side quests or sub quests left to do. It seems like they've kind of stopped popping up. I even did the ones that you get from some of your demons in the Demon Haunt, but there's only a handful of those from what I understand. And I think one of them is locked to the other route that I didn't take at the beginning. But yeah, like, I mean, I don't know, it's really good shit. And really, the more and more I play of it, the more I'm like, I think this might be my favorite mainline title. Like, actually. I think Nocturne's great too, and I do think that... I do think the story is still, like, a little underwhelming, but... At least compared to, I guess, what I'm looking for narratively, but it doesn't really bother me that much. Because I've kind of come to expect... Well, in a sense, I guess I've come to expect... So, like, not... Even if I'm compelled by the narrative, that's not, like... It's weirdly not, like, the driving force behind mainline SMT. For I know a lot of people, and maybe including myself, and that's why it's, like... I wanted to make a point of... I think because the base game story was so underwhelming, that any improvements are getting, like, praised, and I can't help but feel like it's getting overly praised, in a sense, because it's like, it still feels very, like, this feels almost like kind of what the bare minimum of a story in an RPG should be, or a JRPG should be. There's cool stuff in it. It's just, like, it's not anything, like, crazy. like crazy, like good, or like it's not bad either. It's perfectly fine. There are aspects of it that I do quite like that I won't go into right now, but oh, it's weird. But it's also one of those things because like people also praise SMT4's story, and not to shit on SMT4 more, but it's like I just don't. It's like fucking half a game, dude. It's like literally where is the other half of the story in that game? Like suffers the same problem basically. Well, I guess it's not even the same problem because I feel like from the outset, if you've played enough of SMT5, whether it be Vengeance or otherwise, it's like you probably get the impression that okay, the story's gonna be kind of sparse here because there's so many quests to do and exploration and to partake in and all of that. But like 4 kind of frames itself as being a little more narratively focused, and then it just fucking ends. Like, I don't even necessarily think what was there conceptually is really cool. Conceptually, it's really cool. Conception and execution is not the same thing, though. Okay, so I need to wipe away strength. I'm not trying to be a dickhead about it either, it's just like... I was like thoroughly unimpressed. Straight up. And like the gameplay experience in SMT4 was just fucking obnoxious, dude. Like, actually, like annoying as shit. Well, it's like on one hand it was okay, on one hand it was annoying, but it was more so annoying that it was so easy and just like, I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I'll do that video once I do finish up that Strange Journey video, which is actually closer to completion than you might think. Like I'm gonna get that out by the end of the week for sure. It's like kind of almost done. Probably only take me like what, 1, maybe 2 editing sessions to finish up. And then I would actually like to kind of draft and maybe even record the SMT4 video before I leave. Because I don't think it'll be hard to recall what I want to say, per se. But it'd be nice to maybe make like a little bit of progress on that. And then when I do get back, I do want to get back to actual bi-weekly uploads if I can. Because I think that's like a good balance. It's just like my travel time has been has made that kind of tricky. Like I'd like to just start doing that now, but it's like I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks, so I literally can't. Because I'm not gonna be editing on this trip. So that's the thing. There's a couple grunt fights that we do here. In fact, this might... Why is this segment so short? I know we've got a good chunk of the Plasma Frigate to go through still, but... I don't remember... Well, and I guess we gotta, like, clean up Giant Chasm after the fact. There's a good number of items that we can get after beating Getsus. This is actually, like... This is fine. This dialogue is fine here, actually. Yeah, that's a pretty speech, Gramps. You fool. Oi! Yeah, I guess back to the more positive notice, like SMT5, from a gameplay standpoint, is like, it's really damn good. As I mentioned before, it's like a little exploitable here and there. Like, I do have one particular strat that keeps working on bosses, and I'm like, okay, when is this gonna stop working so I have to actually, like, build a new team? And I'm, like, kinda at that point where they're getting outstatted, more so, like, out-leveled. And there are ways to keep lower-level demons up, but it's only gonna do so... Unless you invest a shit ton in them, it's gonna... it takes a lot of investment, basically. But I think it's cool that that's a possibility, at least. But I guess also, like, the transition from a more, I guess what you would say, like, survival-esque, dungeon-based JRPG to more of, like, an open zone, sandboxy kind of one, is that, oh, I didn't teach this Ice Beam. Do you die to Earth Power? I kind of want to see if you do. Is that it doesn't feel like... It doesn't feel like, you know, going from the dungeon-based 3D Zeldas to the more open sandbox style of Zelda that is like Breath of the Wild and Tears. Because I've been very vocal about like preferring the former largely, having a lot of problems with the open world Zeldas. But not really as much the case with SMT5, because I feel like literally everything you find is for the sake of like upgrading something, progressing something. It's not all just contributing towards your like weapon stash or like whatever. It's like, oh, you get more glory to get miracles, of which they are very diverse and have a lot of different utilities and whatnot. Oh, you found a cache with some items in it that'll get used because, well, I guess there are a lot of items that I haven't really had to use much. Like I haven't really been using dampeners like at all. I actually forget that I have them sometimes, but it hasn't really been an issue. Like, largely, it's like everything you find gets used and contributes towards something. Alright? Oh, you gained experience from this particular thing? Now you can fuse a new demon that'll help you in this next combat encounter, like whatever. That rich choice locked. And, you know, like, permanent upgrades. Permanent. Like, character progression, you know? Not, oh, look, it's another weapon that's gonna break in 5 hits. Or, oh, look, it's an inventory slot so I can hold another weapon that'll break in 5 hits. Christ. You might be scrappy, but I feel like you die. I just need to land. Yeah. Max survives. Oh. At least we still have the backup. I don't know why I find that line so funny from fucking Fallout 4. At least we still have the backup. Like every time I see the word backup, I think of that line. Like every time I see that word in a video game, I don't know why. It's probably because Fallout 4's main story is kind of dumb, but I enjoyed it. Not the story, but I enjoyed the game, generally. I always forget I played Fallout 4 for like, probably like several hundred hours. I don't know how many hundred, but at least a few. Or at least a couple, I'd say. At least we still have the backup. I don't know why that line is so funny to me. It's like the context in which it's used is like, it's like after something like really tragic actually happens to your character, and it's like, at least we still have the backup, and I'm just like sitting here laughing at it like a damn psychopath. A moonstone? Wow, I can get a Nidoking now. The amount of balance this would take is like obscene. It's like casually riding our bike on ice. Oh, fuck. Knave? Call this a knave. Now see, when it comes to like trainer intro dialogue, I really don't care if that's good or not. It's usually just like... a lot of the time, it's not particularly consequential. I still forgot to teach you Ice Beam, which would have been really nice here. But then again... I guess Earthquake is free on their end, right? I do have it on Samu, so we just go for that. I kind of wish I had Fire Move on Unagi, though. Then again, like, Metagross... Well, Metagross doesn't have Fire Move, but... Metagross could, in theory, handle, Escavalier. I was gonna say, don't we resist this? Goes into the champ. I'm trying to think of what you'd go for here. No one's going for Dark Move on the fighting type, so I think... Nor would you go for Razor Shell, I don't think. Like, randomly. Times 4 resisted Mega Horn. Get down, get down. Lefties means that you probably live this next Draining Kiss. I still go for it anyway, I think. Oh, that's fine. Are you Akka? It's fucking Akka. Does it end up mattering? Nope. Eat as many Akka berries as you want, dude. This is a fucking chandelier. What do you think this is? Bud. Is this an arena trap? It's not. Also, I don't know if... I think ghost types are just immune to Shadow Tag, not trapping in general, right? So it must be, what, Sand Force or something? Lefties, he's healing back to full. That's fine. I just go into, well, he hasn't, like, shown knockoff or anything. I could just Sludge Wave. I mean, that'd do a shit ton. Sludge Wave plus Draining Kiss. Certainly kills, right? Because Draining did, like, half. Yeah, it definitely should. I feel like T-Bolt here is better. Also, wait, Sludge Wave hits everything? Yeah, it does a shit ton. Bam, 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 ba-dum. He's gonna protect here, so let's see if BP kills Pidgeot. I guess I'll just Sludge Wave again, because there's no reason not to. He didn't go for Protect, which is odd. Maybe it has EQ, and that's what I was going to go for now that there were 2 ground weeks on the field. Goes into Cryo. I just want to see if BP kills. We'll never know. Well, no, I can still find out, but yeah. Dude, what are you accomplishing by doing this? Besides wasting my time. Didn't go for the triple? Really? Damn, Iron Fist. Once again, the Iron Fist. The thing is, it can't really hit me in return, so Meteor Mash is just better, honestly, but... yeah. Bum, ba, ba, bum. We need to step on the switches. I think this dungeon's kind of cool. This track kind of slaps low-key. I want a beeline for the doctor, I think. Oh, you son of a bitch. Amoongus. I just flame. Well. Yeah, no, I just flame. Part of me wants a Bug Buzz, but I'm like, I'm not entirely sure if it would one-shot. Whereas this definitely does. I definitely feel like... I don't know if choice specs in general would be broken in this playthrough. I think Flygon is just, like, too strong. Like, actually. I think they buffed it too much. I'm very convinced by that now. I actually think Megatron is the right play because we resist that normal stab. I think Flygon's too strong. Can't get the attack drop because we're clear body, so that's coming into play. I'm trying to, like, like mentally calculate whenever clear body comes into play, potentially. And play rough attack drop, that's one where it's like, okay, it's kind of unlikely, but it's 0% likely with clear body. There's a croak. And you croak to earthquake. Yeah, it's like there's no way that kills me. Okay. There is like one trainer I'm gonna have to avoid, I think, yeah. How good is your eyesight? It is funny that this doctor, I guess this doctor's on their side, which makes sense, but... It's Clefable. Oh, it's Clefable. I'm clicking U-turn. Because this thing fucks me up. You're definitely going for Moonblast, right? Draining Kiss, even better for me. It does negative damage compared to what is about to come out here. I need to teach this Ice Beam. I need to stop forgetting to use Ice Beam on this. But honestly, you could probably get away with just Sludge Wave and Earth Power. Like, there would be times you need to switch out that you wouldn't if you had coverage, but that's like pretty much all you need, really. I kind of want to go Shandy and trick this. But I think just going hard Jin is actually the play. I swear to God, if you use Curse and CC fails to pick up the KO, I'm gonna be like, okay. I would just be like, oh, Sacred Sword would have been nice there. I mean, there's always gonna be spots where you're like, oh, I wish I had this move over this move. That's always gonna happen, so it's more so a matter of, is this move more reliable? Like, am I gonna want close combat more times than I'm gonna want Sacred Sword? Probably. That is probably true. It's just those times where you do want Sacred Sword over close combat. I feel bad, because you know it's an option. Just Toxic. Are you gonna protect like a little bitch? I mean, if that's the set, that's the set, but... Dude, ain't no way. I'm still T-bolting. Oh, there's no way your Wish protect... Dude, see... Wow, okay. This is gonna do a shit ton, though. So, like it does more than half, so your Wish is not really gonna... do as much as you think, but I do have to switch here. Well, I could trick this. Wait a second. I think I just Energy Ball, actually, because... Okay. See, it's like the AI didn't realize that they were faster, even though that had already been shown, and they had a Wish coming in, too. Alright, yeah, so you're fucked. That's my maybe biggest gripe with Pokemon's single battle system is I want it to be clearer as far as like what the enemy knows. It's like, okay, if there's no team preview, then that should be interpret how like the enemy AI behaves, and then once you reveal, okay, I have a Levitator in the back or something, then maybe they predict and go for Rock Slide next time you switch into it, you know, instead of EQ. Stuff like that. I can't imagine that'd be terribly hard to code. I mean, it's a lot to keep track of, but it's on a battle-by-battle basis. And maybe some trainers don't retain certain pieces of information because they're bad, like youngsters and shit. It's like, you have the opposite problem where it's like, is youngster Joey gonna be like outplaying you in your first... It's like, you wouldn't have a ghost type by the time you fight youngster Joey, but it's like, imagine he's got his Rattata with like bite and quick attack or something, and you have your starter in, and he's gonna go for normal move or whatever. But then he predicts that you go into a ghost type and clicks dark move instead. It's like, we don't need to be doing that for early route trainers. But the further you get, it's like, okay. I want a feeling of consistency when it comes to that, because I just don't feel like it's clear what the AI is capable of, really. Or like what they retain, if they retain anything. Yeah, I'm like, I think I just take random teleporters until I figure something out. And then I have to go the other way. It's a zinc, so we don't get sunburned. Because that's something that actually came up recently with SMT5 as well, where like enemies will like sometimes consistently attack one of your party members that nulls whatever they're going for. And it's like, okay, it's fine for one time for that to happen. That makes sense. Maybe they don't know. That's fine. If the enemy AI doesn't know your specific team's like resistances and stuff, especially because you can change that. And like add resistances or nulls and stuff like that with skills. Or like with essences, but to do it multiple times, like you would think that the AI would retain, like, okay, I went for Zeodyne on this null elect guy and it didn't work, so maybe don't do that again multiple times. Because I've been thinking, it's like, you don't want the AI to be too omnipotent. Or is it omniscient? Whatever. You don't want them to, like, be all-knowing. I think it's omnipotent, right? You don't want them to be all-knowing about your setup and stuff like that, and to completely play around that, because that would just get annoying. But I feel like that would be over-tuned to be, like, an enjoyable single-player experience. Probably. For most people. But there's a balance. That's why they call it balance. That's why they call it game balance, right? Because there is an actual balance to it. Any hidden items over here? No. Red card. Red card and eject button are pretty fun. Red card is if you get hit, it forces the opponent out into a random mon. And then eject button's the opposite, where if you... well, not the opposite, but like if you get hit, then you pivot out. But I think you get to choose, though, in that case. Dazzling Gleam. Is there anything I want knowing Dazzling Gleam? For Iris, I feel like this would be good on Shandy. But at the same time, I've got a fast dragon type, I've got a double ice beam, I've got fairy coverage on 2 mons, I've got a steel type to resist dragons, so like, I don't actually think that's the play. Ice beam is TM13. Teach that to you. It's lit. I'm just trying to think of what I'm gonna do for HMs in Victory Road. I guess I'd be partial, since I'm gonna come back to the Pokemon Center. I'd bring Licky Licky, I guess, do strength stuff. And just like leave whoever my highest level guy is behind. And then come back, swap him out for something else. Or whatever. I'll probably end up teaching Waterfall to just Samurott for convenience sake, maybe. Who needs more Spadef? I feel like you just want to be bulky. What if I try to do this? It won't have any effect. Okay, that's right. Won't have any effect. These are already maxed. You're already good on this. I think you're fine. These are good. I guess, like, worst case, oh no, I have to use another PP Max, of which I have 3, and then I can go buy them for, like, pennies on the dollar. Yeah, not a huge deal. We'll keep the red card. I've never really used red card, but I think it's kind of a neat item. In fact, shout out to the Alola games. Isn't there, like, an early game trainer that uses a red card as a held item? It's like... Or I think there's, like, specific trainers that give you these items after the fact to actually use them, and it's like, oh, trainers using held items? Wow, what a concept. I'm trying to think. Where have I not checked? Oh, wait. This one, I think. Maybe. Power Belt, that's a EV training item, so who cares? This one I've been through, this just teleports me to the top, no. Something. It's a dead end. So let's see, I think I've tried, yeah, all 4 of these. It's one of these two. No, it's not. Where does this one take me again? Oh, there it is. Hey. So there's do I want to fight anyone else? I guess, yeah, I'll fight maybe one more trainer, and we can train up. Get Unagi and Lumeria to 66. So they can get their kicks. Terrible, terrible, terrible reference. So dumb. Oh my god. That killed me, literally. Yeah, cool little teleport maze. I just Drain and Kiss this. I think Electros is a good lesson in being neutral at worst to everything is actually really damn good. Because at first glance you're like, oh, well, like, yeah, it resists some stuff. It resists flying, steel, it's immune to ground. But what's the but? Well, I guess it's more so like... No, it's just like what I said. Like, it being neutral to a bunch of types is not really even a problem, because you know it'll tank. It's pretty rare for an unboosted neutral hit to, like, kill them on. Unless it's already weakened, of course. That's, like, kind of the point, right? Of type advantages to begin with, right? Because even then, there are super effective moves that will not one-shot, as seen by Metagross, tanking EQs from stuff. Lack of, yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. Yeah, like it has good coverage, but yeah, electric, like mono electric is not great. I think I just go into this Ice Beam. Part of me wants a trick, but I don't. I want Channeler to get the level here. Are you just spamming Sucker Punch? No. Lit. But I don't know, I'm just more impressed by Eel than I thought I was going to be. Because, like, Zoroark would have been cool, because it's like, oh, I don't have a Ghost Resist on this team, but, like, is Zoroark really a Ghost Resist? That thing is frail AF. So, like, yeah, it probably tanks a couple of Shadow Balls, but it's like, they're not going to click Shadow Ball the second time. That's the issue. Although messing with the AI with Illusion could have been fun. That much is true. Did I fight you? I feel like I skipped. This is the tricky part when it comes to skipping trainers, and you have to double back. Terrible lead. I don't want to stay on Brave Bird. I feel like that's definitely what you go for. And I've already established, like, you live a drill run, so I just T-punch, bullet punch. Or just T-punch if that kills. I do wish I had a second expert belt. That would be nice. Maybe I could grind for one at, like, the subway or PWT, but I really don't want to do that. Goes into Dugong. This is why we have T-Punch, to hit water types reliably. Meteor Mash would have probably been just as good, because he's part ice, but still. Dugong gong gong. I think that's what he sounds like, maybe. It's not like an Electabuzz scenario. There's fucking like motorboating and shit. So yeah, pretty sure we fight Zinzlin again. It's like boss rush, basically. I guess Shadow Triads aren't really bosses in the same way, but this is not a Nuzlocke. Indeed, it is not. I don't really find the prospect of Nuzlocking particularly fun these days. But I know it's like a self-inflicted challenge, but I also think part of that is because like they've become so optimized and min-maxed that it's like I don't even want to put any of that pressure on myself. I just want to play the game. I'd maybe consider doing a Nuzlocke if it was an egg lock. Because then I don't have to worry about like, oh, this one has shit nature, IVs, whatever. It'll just be like down to luck of the draw of like what eggs do I get per encounter. The more I think about that, the more I think the next time I do this, like next time I stream this game, whatever that is, like the next time I do the story that is, I probably would do an egg lock, in fact. Takes a lot of focus out of everything. Well, yeah, like that's the thing is like I don't want to be stressing about like random jobbers and shit, you know? Like the boss fights, it's cool. It can draw a lot of the fun of the game. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Just kind of generally. This playthrough, I've been going out of my way not to use revives in battle. So, like, that's one thing, to, like, not cheese as much. But I also feel like I haven't been under-leveled. I think on challenge mode I probably would be, somewhat. But... like, Renegade Platinum, I was a good... I want to say, like, 10 levels under or something across the board for the Elite Four, so I kind of had to use healing items. And I really don't want to grind kind of for the sake of it, you know? I was, like, kind of going into this earlier about, to me, most RPGs are more so about, like, individual encounters, like, individual boss fights, instead of, like, the survival aspect of, like, can I do this gauntlet sort of thing. But it depends on the game, I suppose. I think I tend to treat Pokemon a little bit more casually, even if I feel like my game knowledge is pretty extensive. Of, like, mechanics and all of that. Goes into Mammo. We are minus speed, so I'm kind of nervous that CC is... or sorry, that Samurott doesn't outspeed CC. I feel like, Unagi's pretty free here. Gross isn't at full health, though, so I'm, like, a little nervous that EQ kills, because it is a Mamoswine. So maybe I just go double Levitator, because, like... unless this AI is, as I was saying before, like, omnipotent and, like, knows that I have an Ice Week in the back, there's no way it goes for Crash on Metagross. Otherwise, I call BS. Okay, yeah, I thought so. It's not even EQ. So I guess I could have kept Samu in there. Samu wouldn't have taken that Dazzling Gleam very much, though. Very well, I should say. Oh, he just Giga Drain you, and... I'm a little scared of Ice Shard. So I think I'm gonna go back into this. Okay, that's just the same difference. In fact, in some ways better. It's not stab. Big Root Giga Drain, got that big heal. Did not do a lot though. Shout out to Mamoswine for being one of the goats. I think I'm safe just to keep clicking this. I don't think it's smart to stay in here again. I'm just like, I'm letting everything get chipped down, which is kind of bad. I also don't really have a great switch in because Dazzling Gleam just kills something, but because it's not a Nuzlocke, I guess I just have to survive this battle. And considering you're an Ice-type trainer, I don't... oh, I have Flame on this, though. I just fucking Hyper Potion, I guess. I don't think high horsepower one-shots. My relaxed Metagross, like, it's gonna do a lot. Yeah, like, it does a lot, but... okay, that was a crit. Nice crit freeze. Nice crit plus freeze. You just gotta love Pokemon, dude. Gotta love it. I have full restores. I mean, I think I can pretty safely switch Eel into this. Mammo's probably thick fat, so like... Keeps going for Blizzard. I don't think Samu lives a Blizzard, but... maybe I just... that's not what it... what? I think I switch... Mamo Snowcloak. Okay, so if we can hit if I can hit a Fire Blast through Snowcloak, then at least I know it'll kill. I just Hyper Potion this then. That freeze really sucks. Because I maybe could have picked it off with BP. Assuming it lands, obviously. But no, that makes sense considering it's like a hail team. Like an actual hail team. Alright, Shandy, you can do this. I can just Meteor Mash the Mamo just as insurance. Okay, nice. Nice, we do land. It's pretty lit. Power Gems. You... I definitely live this. I definitely lived that. I've checked the IVs, and Chandler's Spit F IV is, like, perfect. It's like 30 or 31. Crit definitely mattered. But whatever. I go into this because I can just U-turn on something if I really need to. There's no Weavile. Base 125, but I'm plus speed nature, so I'm kind of curious. In fact, if I think I outspeed, I should just Bug Buzz. Also, you might go for Dark Move on the Metagross. Didn't go for Ice Shard. So maybe that is actually what's going to happen here. Okay, it is faster, but it doesn't kill the thing that is... Well, I guess they're both threats, to be fair. Yeah, this probably kills. Yeah, dude, I know this Flygon is specs, but, like, I do think it was buffed too much. It's fun to just click button and watch things drop, but it's a little bit, like... I don't know. Yeah, they buffed it to 600 BST. It's like 110 attack, 130 special attack. I think it's like 85 in both defenses, and then like 120 speed. It's like, dude. Stab Bug Buzz. Yeah, it's really nasty, and like it's cool. I just feel like it's a little overkill. And they kept its ability as Levitate, which I think is kind of lame. I'd rather it be doing that kind of damage because of, like, Tinted Lens or something. Yeah, Bug Dragon, yeah, I agree. And I think making it more... more specially oriented is also kind of cool. Although, it's like 110 attack, too, so it's like, it hits harder attack-wise than it normally does. Alright, so we go for technology here. Heal this up. I just pray that Frostless doesn't go for, like, Will-O-Wisp randomly. Okay, nice. That gets taken out. I think the other thing with Nuzlocke is, like, I like the feeling when you barely scrape through an encounter. Within reason, obviously. With Nuzlocke, it's like, because each death matters more, it's like you almost have to be so over-prepared, or have to, like, completely obliterate whatever you're facing. Or that's what you're aiming for, basically. Whereas with this, it's like, I'd rather just be on par, and, maybe barely scrape by without using crazy amounts of items or whatever. Over Sludge Wave, into CC. Oh, you're faster? Wait, I'm very bad. Hold up. Nidoking! 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 Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think Sludge Wave kills, though. I'm pretty... Like, it did more than half, right? Hey, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I definitely misplayed. I definitely did not play that smartly at the end there, but whatever. Smartly. Intelligently, I should say. Not getting certain encounters can break. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like they're so optimized. It's crazy. Like having more freedom over team building. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I do sometimes like the capture rule can be fun though for team building, but obviously like not with the death clause and all of that. Because I actually used to play a little bit more like that, where I would do like I would actually catch first mon on each route, at least maybe to start out and see where things go team building wise. Alright, Colress is up next. Probably leads Magnezone, if I had to guess. I don't remember if his Magnezone is sturdy or not. I don't know if it changes. I don't know if it's analytic. I think either way... I'm just thinking, do I U-turn to break the sturdy? Or maybe I just lead Metagross. It might be Magnipole. So like I just lead Metagross and EQ into Bullet Punch, or like if I think he's gonna full restore, I can just EQ twice. Well, then again, if it's Magnipole, then I just EQ. I mentioned before that Team Plasma and I have a working relationship. I was asked by an acquaintance in Team Plasma to help with their research. My desire is to bring out the entirety of Pokemon potential. If I can accomplish that, I don't care what it takes. If it means this strength must be brought out by the interactions between Pokemon and trainers, then so be it. If it means you have to use a merciless approach like Team Plasma's and force out all your Pokemon's power, then so be it. If the entire world is destroyed as a result, then so be it. He's committed to his craft. Testing the viability of this approach to bring out the full strength of Pokemon. In that respect, you've done an amazing job. Well now, tell me if you have the answer I desire or not. If you're ready, come at me. I think Megatron lead is solid. I like Nidoking maybe lives a Flash Cannon, but I don't see a reason to really like risk that. But then again, yeah, I don't think it was sturdy the last time I fought him, so... Oh, he leads Behem? That's fine here too, honestly. Maybe get like a mash boost. If he does. Behem lead. Trick Room, maybe? That wouldn't be... Well... Metagross is not min speed, but it is relaxed nature. That's mash. Mystical Fire. It's not stab. Oh my god, are you Spectacles? Are you Spectacles? 120 versus... what's it, like 135 or something like that? This should kill. But it's analytic boosted, probably. Doesn't really strike you as evil. Yeah, like he's very much motivated by his research. This is Levitate. So I wouldn't say that I'm walled by this in the traditional sense. I could heal. What would you go for here? Does this get EQ? That seems odd to me, but... I feel like he'd randomly go for Gear Grind. I kind of want to Hyper Potion and just see what he does. Is Shift Gear, like... high horsepower, okay. It's Life Orb. So I could heal Saul if I wanted to be a scumbag, but I think I'm gonna try to, Of course he goes for it here, on the switch. Am I faster, though? What on earth is this guy? Dude, I can't comprehend the AI sometimes. I'm literally so confused. I'm like, Gear Grind probably kills. It's wild. There's an PZ. I mean, you get insane coverage. You're probably just gonna click Ice Beam. You probably have Bolt Beam plus Tri Attack plus what, Agility, Nasty Plot. It could be anything. Shadow Ball. Spawn's a problem, like actually. I think go into this. It is Plot. Trick is really risky. I don't want to give this... Well, I guess if I lock it into something that I can then resist after, I think I just Fire Blast, though. It's like, I don't know that this will one-shot, but... Yeah. Okay. So Trick would have literally ruined him. Custap? Random Custap, okay. +4, Thunderbolt, Rip Lumeria. Thankfully I have priority. This is why you run priority, folks. Or I guess I have stuff that'll outspeed. It's like, what, base 95 or something, but... What's up, Kurt's Tone? I think when you first watched the first trailers of Black and White 2, the Colress was gonna be the new Pokemon professor. I mean, not a terrible assumption, I would say. Dude, I was going into the pros and cons of like Boom Burst over Dragon Pulse, because this is a game where Fairy type exists. So I'm like, is Boom Burst better neutral coverage? Wait, no, wait, hold on. Neutral coverage. The thing is if it's... I guess they're both resisted by Steel. This is also 135 with Stab versus 140. But also Iris, so I know that the champion's a Dragon-type trainer mostly, so... I do think Boom Burst is tempting, but... It's also not like Punk Rock or anything cool. Just Levitate still. This is a pretty easy Unagi switch, I think. Oh, that's right. Hey, welcome back. Long time no see. There's the Will-O-Wisp. Over the Giga Drain. Dude, AV Eel would be so good. It would be so good here. I don't necessarily need it, because I get enough healing from the big root. Still. Rotom goes down. And yeah, as much as I don't like the random triple battles in certain gym fights, I do think challenge mode is actually probably the play. I think I just let this die. Balloon. What's the challenge mode bug? I'm curious. I haven't I haven't heard about anything like that in particular. I'm just gonna BP. Break the balloon and possible sturdy, which I don't think it's sturdy though. It might be analytic. I mean, I guess I could try to switch out, see if it's Magnapole, but hey, thanks. Appreciate the congratulations on 1K. Now I just have to actually like upload consistently. Get back to that. I think it's analytic. It's, well, I mean, Magnezone's strong anyway. I'm just gonna put this. Earth Power, easy clap. And then he's got one more in the back. Which might be Rotom Fan. It could be no Metagross. It's. I thought about it the last second. I was like, we haven't seen a Metagross yet. And I think you just died to this though, because that is the power of Nidoking. What a beast! Dude, ground types consistently the MVPs of these playthroughs, I feel like. Then again, Renegade had its fair share of Venusaur moments, I would say. But Gliscor was like, it lived everything. Crook was a fucking sweeper. And now it's Nidoking. Even higher heights. No. And while I do think in a lot of ways this is my favorite Pokemon game, I do think it just really depends on when you ask me. Because like, it really is between Platinum, HGSS, and this. And then Black and White 1 is probably not my number 1, but it's just like, it's in that top 4 for sure. It's like I kind of pinned the Gen 4 games as being worse when it comes to HMs, which they definitely are. The Gen 4 games are definitely worse, but it's still not great here. And that's like a factor. I think this is still probably number 1. Challenge mode bug is the fact that the level increase doesn't really happen. For example, challenge mode increases the level of a trainer from 13 to 14. It will have the stats of a level 13, so it's effectively just a level 13, but it says 14. That's weird. And that's like a known bug that they have like chosen not to go back and fix. Is the original Volt White 2? I see like a lot of things that what I remembered about this hack, which I hadn't played all the way through before, I think I was recalling the original Volt White 2, and I'm like, is that hack also, like, does that suffer in the same way? They aren't able to fix it? Weird. So I guess is that why they opted, both in the original and the Redux, to do like double battles, triple battles here and there, increasing trainer rosters for like gym leaders, because they couldn't actually increase the levels? It's interesting. Okay. So maybe normal mode is just the wave. And like, I'm on, like, level-wise, I'm on par. I feel like I didn't need to fight every trainer. Usually, I find in most Pokemon games, if you just fight every trainer, you're usually on par. It's rare, unless you're using EXP all or something. I legitimately find it rare to be, like, drastically over-leveled, unless you're actually grinding or something. And then again, here and there, I guess I'll swap out teammates as I progress. Like, I was using a Stoutland in Volt White 1 for a little while, but that didn't make the cut. I had to take a bathroom break real quick, but I'll be right back in, like, probably less than a minute. I'm assuming you've probably used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer. What about level boosting with that? does the same effect occur when you do that? Because I know that you can add like a percentage increase to trainer levels through that, which I've used in the past. But are the stats, like the stats are still, I'm assuming in that case, the same way? Shit, maybe there's more potential with these, with the potential remakes than I thought then, in that case. I just want them to, dude, I just want them to do the pixel art again. That'd be so amazing. Well, it's far too committed to pure science. Dude, I remember this, I liked this twist a lot, actually. The fact that Getsus is, like, in retrospect, in hindsight, it's like, okay, yeah, obviously Getsus is behind it, but it's like, this transformation from what Getsus was, like the facade of Getsus in the first game, compared to how he is here, like, it's so cool. Is how he repays me for making him the boss of Team Plasma? How dare he put his personal intellectual curiosity before my ultimate mission of conquering Unova? How fortunate for you. You get to be the sole audience member for one of my speeches. Team Plasma will use its knowledge and technology to take Kyurem's true power to its absolute limit and freeze the Unova region. The terrified people in Pokemon will bow at my feet. Like, has these, like, outbursts and shit. Like, sometimes just, like, a pure evil villain is, like, it just hits. Yeah, I think I actually really like the story in this game. I've noticed that the dialogue's a little stilted here and there, but it's Pokemon. You could probably point to that in most of the games, to be fair. But I think this game gets overlooked story-wise a little bit too much in favor of the first game, which I think overall probably has a stronger story, but a lot of what they build on in this game is really cool. Like, I don't know that this game necessarily works as a standalone, but it's literally a sequel. It's, like, literally not a standalone. That's the thing. So I can understand judging it as a standalone, considering it weaker, but it's literally a sequel, so. Meant to build upon the first in that fashion. I like little cane slams. Kyurem is an empty being. The remnants of a certain Pokemon when it's split into Reshiram and Zekrom. My desire is absolute rule of Unova. That's right. Kyurem will be the vessel into which my desires will be poured. Lord Getsus, Kyurem has been transferred. It's finally here. The wonderful era in which I am the absolute ruler of Unova has finally arrived. I'll let you take care of this. Wait, you're one of the... Here comes Hugh with this, like, boneheaded dialogue. Getsus could have had good intentions at first, but the immense power... Right. Right, it could have stemmed from somewhere genuine, like, way back when. I think by the time of the events of Black and White 1, he is already scheming, for sure. And, like, at that point, he's definitely using N. But I think Getsus is a lot more layered of a character than people give him credit for. And I think the snap, like, the fact that he snaps between the first game and the second game is, like, it's so good. Because he's so calm and composed and, like, trying to be, like, you know, like show those good intentions on the surface, at least. Tell me about the Purloin that was stolen in Aspertia. Very well. This might be it. I stole this Pokemon 5 years ago. Wait, this confirms 5 years ago. So, Aspertia and all that did exist. It wasn't built in 2 years, which I assumed that it had been around. It's just obviously, in our reality, it wasn't made yet. So, there is potential in Black and White 1 remakes to have those areas and additional locations in the game, which I think would be kind of cool. Unnecessary, but cool, right? Come on, like we had the Sevi Islands, and then we had, I don't think HCSS really added anything, but Kanto was already there. Or just cut Battle Frontier, though, and then, like, Diamond and Pearl didn't have any Platinum content, so I doubt that would happen. But I think it would be cool, because I think that Unova in Black and White 1 is, like, not as interesting as in Black and White 2. And I've stated, too, like, the places that you revisit in this game is, like, the least interesting stretch. From Castelia to Mistralton is, like, it's all the new shit. Or the new locations for the main campaign, at least. That's the best. Yeah, I really hope it's not another carbon copy like BDSP. Because the problem is BDSP had backlash in the conversation, but it still sold well. But that's like Pokemon's issue generally, so who knows. Seems likely that is the Pokemon you're talking about. It only listens to my commands. Yeah, like Aspertia and Verbank and stuff in Black and White 1, you could do a little bit of setup with, like, at the end of the game, Charon goes and, like, maybe is scouting out Aspertia to set up a gym or whatever, or, like, Roxy can be not a gym leader yet, or, like, whatever. There's so many options there. Even, like, Marlin, although I think the Marine Tube was built in that 2-year time span, but I would imagine Humalau probably existed. It probably was just a lot smaller, maybe. More Pacific Log-esque. They're ruled by Pokeballs and the whims of their trainers. Lord Getsus spoke of Pokemon Liberation 2 years ago simply for his own ambitions, but if his plans had succeeded, many Pokemon would have been saved. This Liepard, well, you knew it as a Purloin. If it had been released, it might have returned to you. Well then. You there, I won't let you interfere in Lord Getsus' plans. Double battle? Triple battle? Double? That was a wild combined cry. That was a fucking wild combination of sounds there. Interesting to see how they handle it. Yeah, the distinction, and I guess the tricky thing is like, oh, uh-oh. Okay. This works out. Samurott resists the dual stab from Bisharp. Yeah, okay. Sweet. It's like they've got to remake both of them, right? Like, would they... Well, I don't think they'd remake both of them and put them in one package. I think that would be one way to do it that I think would be kind of cool, actually. I know that the third version thing was like a different... It's kind of a different style of game, but what if they called the remake Pokemon Gray, though? But if it was a remake, but they give it that moniker, right? Because I hate the split version thing, and the fact that the remakes are consistently like that. But then again, the Zekrom Reshiram distinction is kind of tricky. Yeah, I don't know that would necessarily work. I guess my mentality is like, I said it many times, but like Heart Gold, Soul Silver are remakes of Crystal. Like you may have the version exclusive thing from Gold and Silver, but they're remakes of Crystal straight up. So it's like there's no third version for them to pull from here, so I don't know how that would exactly work. I mean, obviously, if they do a Black and White 1 remake, you can kind of assume that the Black and White 2 remakes would be in the same engine. They'd be very similar in that way, right? Like, there's no reason to assume otherwise, I don't think. Crabhammer from Bisharp, or from Scizor, is interesting. Those are Sucker Punch on the Nidoking. Okay. I should have maybe figured that, but... Had the first story play out, then when you reach the Hall of Fame, it goes to white and you play through the Black and White 2 story. Right, yeah, like there's potential there for something like that. Like, because if you were to make separate remakes, they would obviously be on the same engine and all that. So it's like, I would like to see this more unique. The fact that that Gen 5 is unique in that it is sequels, I'd like to see them do something different with the remake in that case. Like, use that as an excuse to be experimental with the remake formula. Interesting to see if how they would create lore for Delta episode-esque post-game. That's true. That's true. I guess another option would be, as I've been touting, I would really like for them to do pixel art. If they did more of like a remaster, where it's like, okay, maybe they HD 2D or like, you know, pixel remaster both these games, and then they do a black and white 3 separate. Like that's another option, I suppose. I don't think Gator is part dark in this hack. Because it's like, the issue with BDSP is they either had to do less or they had to do way more. That middle ground of like, oh, we're gonna fully remake it, but make it like look the way it does and be like one-to-one and all that. It's like, okay, if this was more of like a pixel art remaster, that would be fine with me. For 60 bucks, that's egregious, but like, as a piece of art, like as a game, not as a product, I would say that would be fine. I'd wait for a sale, personally, but it's like, I'm like losing track because I'm trying to play the game at the same time, but... And yeah, it was handled to a third party too. Although, I wonder, like, Game Freak no doubt gave them the instructions to like make it faithful and all of that. So like, I don't entirely blame Ilka for the state of the game, because like Pokemon Company probably forced it out before it was ready, as per usual, and all that jazz. That's been an issue with the series for decades. But let's see here. Yin black and yang white would be kind of cool, the yin and yang thing. Yeah. Headcanon ages for Nate and Rosa. Do they not have like established? I would assume they're like mid-teens or something, probably. Right? 15, 16, something like that. Isn't that like around... I always kind of just pictured the Gen 5... Well, I know like canonically Hilda and Hilbert are a little bit older. But like, you know, as in like not literally 10 years old. Will you guys let me go heal? Yeah, I'd probably say like mid-teens or something like that. Is what I kind of assumed. Because that's like the age I was when these games were coming out. I was like 15, 16. What was I saying though? Remakes. Oh yeah. Yeah, like... It's like, okay, if you're gonna do a full-on remake, then fucking do it. Like, do it. Like, do it. You know, I'm not saying it has to be like FF7 remake, crazy, like, change the story shit, but like, I'm just saying, like, be ambitious with it or something. If you're gonna do a one-to-one, like, very safe remake, I'd rather it kind of just be a remaster in that case. I feel like Persona 3 Reload is a good balance between the two. Personally. And it's also, well, also part of it is like Diamond and Pearl just never were that great to begin with. I'm sorry to say. Platinum is like what makes Sinnoh great, in my opinion. Like, as soon as Platinum came out, I saw it, even as a kid, like as a preteen or whatever. I guess I was a teenager at the time, but like, I saw no reason to go back to Diamond and Pearl, because Platinum was like right there. And plus, I had gone through it before, where it's like with Emerald. Thing is, with Emerald though, like I would still play Ruby for some reason. But yeah, I always thought it was funny the BDSP was so broken that the any percent speedrun world record is like a quarter of the length of a Diamond and Pearl speedrun. Yeah, and I think, like, to be fair, I think BDSP, if you look at them in a vacuum, they're probably, like, fine. I would not give them any more than fine. I was bored, but it's like, because I played Diamond and Pearl before, and also, like, it's not Platinum, and Platinum's just better, so it's like, yeah. Wait, what did I just go? Did I get the prompt to hit fight? Wait a second. Oh, I'm fucking dumb. Okay. Would you Sucker Punch here? No. Okay, good. Got him. I clicked A again because I thought it was going to prompt for fight first, but then I forgot how rotation battles work, apparently. Who's Basculin? Twist locked. I just go into this and T-punch. That's fine. But yeah, it's like, because BDSP is a remake, it's like in comparison to the originals, and even just like Platinum being, I know it's not a remake of Platinum, but it's like, I think it's still comparable in the same way, where it's like, this is the same story, it's the same region, same story, like, same framework, I would say, largely. Is this levitate in this? I probably kept it levitate because Cursed Body is kind of lame, but... no ghost resist. Platinum is the canonical Pokemon game in the timeline. With Caitlyn, yeah, with Battle Frontier, like Caitlyn stuff, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. I feel like this is still levitate. If I was making a ROM hack, I would keep Gengar as having levitate, because it's just too iconic. Oh, I got red. Still does a lot, though. Oh, it does half. Oh, well, okay. The Maria gets knocked out here by Wave Crash Beam. We're not Flame Body, so there's no burn chance. With a recoil. I think I just go... I know Gengar's right there, but I just Meteor Mash. You fucking asshole. Dude, I hate sleep moves. I hate them. I hate fucking sleep moves, dude. This shit is so fucking trash. He can just spam this until my entire field is asleep. With no repercussions. It's garbage. It's actually fucking garbage. I hate it. Also, it's Tinted Lens, so it actually does a lot to me, probably. Yeah, Sinnoh Pokedex, like, there's so many issues with Diamond and Pearl, and because BDSP were remakes of Diamond and Pearl, and not Platinum, whereas, like I'll say it again, Heart Gold, Soul Silver are remakes of Crystal. They are literally remakes of Crystal. So there's no excuse. Like, it doesn't matter that they're called Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. They could have been individual remakes of Platinum. Dude, stop switching around. Christ. The thing is, you can just sleep powder again. I just flame, because it hits everything. It kills Basculin, it does good damage to this. Yeah, it's like a solid 2 KO, we probably live this. Oh, it's also a Life Orb. Dude, stop. The sleep powder! And also... God damn it, dude. Sleep moves are so fucking cheap, man. At least when there's no sleep clause actually implemented. It's so annoying, because Flygon probably dies, because it's +1. Gengar is so weak that I just... Like, I know Moth resists Sludge Wave, but Gengar, I think, is still Levitate, so I can't go for Earth Power. Yeah. This is obnoxious. I don't think I'm playing that great, but also, like... What am I supposed to do when they keep sleeping me? Yeah, Sinnoh Pokedex, yeah, it's... Diamond and Pearl, it's not very good. And the thing with the remake is, like, that's an opportunity to make it even better than Platinum, actually. But instead, they just decided to, like, not HDSS-ify Diamond and Pearl. Which is very unfortunate. What I think is wild is that I think a lot of people who grew up with Oris are convinced that those remakes are fine. Oris is fine. But it really should have taken more from Emerald, and like you get some of that with Delta episodes, like narratively, sure. But the Battle Frontier tease is just like so lame. And it's like, it's fine to each their own. Like if you like Oris, that's fine. Like I grew up with the original Gen 3 and felt pretty underwhelmed by Oris overall. I think they're fine. Like they're probably better than Ruby and Sapphire, but it's hard to compare to Emerald. You grew up with Oris and think they're the best? I mean, fair. That's totally fair. I just remember it's like those. Well, it was that and X and Y. It was just Gen 6 generally. Was what got me out of Pokemon for a few years. I've given my whole like fucking backstory on this earlier in the series, but it's basically like Gen 6 was where I fell off. Because I was also like, you know, getting older and stuff, and so it's like, okay. I was just not as interested in Pokemon, I think, at the time. And then what wrote me back in was like Ball Swipe Gaming, and actually like Nuzlocke and stuff like that, and randomizers, and discovering that kind of stuff. Like in 2017 or so. Was when I got back into it. So from like 2014, maybe say 2015, because Oris came out pretty late in 2014. Like, it doesn't seem like that long of a time, but for a series that had always been like, I had always been picking up the games day one pretty much since Gen 3. It was kind of a big deal to be like, I think I'm done. And then I got back in, really liked Gen 7. And then of course Gen 8 and 9 happened, and I'm just like, I don't know. Start with Zinnia trying to prove herself. Serve a village by going on a suicide mission to save the planet. And the player doing it with a fancy spacesuit. No, yeah, I mean I like the Delta episode. I'm not throwing shade at the Delta episode specifically. I'm just saying that it just seemed weird to base it off of Ruby and Sapphire like so specifically. Like there are differences, sure. And even then, like these days I don't even really hold the Hoenn games in like super high regard, and despite having grown up with them. Like I just am not super interested in playing even Emerald, which I would still laud as being the best Sinnoh game. I'm just like not super compelled by that. So it doesn't really bother me these days. At this point, I'm kind of like, okay, it's kind of a pros and cons thing. Wait, is Bisharp balloon? Did I not see that? It must be if Earth Power didn't work. Oh, also Bayonet's part normal. Fuck. Okay, I'm. Frigor. Okay. Nidoking's not really threatened here, but it can't really do much in retaliation. So I guess I pop the balloon. And Meteor Mash. Yeah, Bisharp's balloon, damn it. I just straight up did not see that. And I already knew that Bayonet was Ghost Normal from earlier in the playthrough, I just forgot completely. Smack dab in the face. And the attack boost, which is pretty sick. Yeah. It's like I talked about it in the tier list video I did. It's like, Oris and Ruby and Sapphire, it's like, there's pros and cons. And I think they kind of even out. Overall. But I still think the fact that there is no Delta Emerald, or the fact that Oris aren't more so remakes of Emerald directly, did hurt them. In my eyes, as someone who grew up with the original Gen 3, at the very least. Wheezing. Wheezing Wee. I go... I think I just Dragon Pulse, probably. Or no, maybe I just Bug Buzz the Liepard. In fact. Now I can Earth Power Bisharp. I think Bug Buzz would have killed because of respects, but just in case. Also, Liepard opted to not go for like a prankster status move or something, which is interesting. Mr. Gunk. It does a lot. Excelgor. And that's his last. Alright, we're choice locked. Which means I'm going to this. Oh, wait, he's already in battle. Durr. I guess I go into this. And I'll just Sludge Wave because it's probably going to get Gunk Shotted anyway. Unburdened Bug Gem? Oh shit. Oh my god, that did a lot. Okay, Nidoking picks up the KO then. And then I guess Gunk Shot gets retargeted to Sabin, but we tank that so easily. Excelgor's out of there. The Gunk. Let's go into a special attacker that can hit you neutrally. There's T-Bolt. It's probably honestly enough. T-Bolt, Ice Beam. I know Bullet Punch does nothing, but I have to select something anyway. Oh my... I thought it was gonna kill for a second. I was like, gonna be, oh my god. But, no. Definitely doesn't one-shot. Well, that did surprisingly little. We are bold, so... Wheezing. Wee. The only thing you can do is watch Lord gets his use Cure him to freeze Unova Solid, that's all. No further need of it. More set Pokemon like Purloin and Kyurem. It's kind of poignant. Ooh, yeah, I'm kind of hoping that, assuming Game Freak themselves are going to take on the... Well, what I would love is for them to license out the remakes to, like, Monolith Soft or something. Someone who knows what they're doing, really. Has more resources. That'd be sick. That's really what I want to see is, like, okay, like, license out the IP more. I get them being protective, because it is, like, the OGs that are still there, largely. But it's like, let's experiment. It's like, you got that Pokemon Company money, it's like, okay, give Atlas a shot at a Pokemon game. Give Monolith Soft a shot at a Pokemon game. Give Square Enix a shot at a Pokemon game, like... Or at least collaborate or something, like, there's so much potential there. You don't have to, like, give up the IP completely, but it's like... What I was going to say, though, is that I'm kind of hoping that if Game Freak decides to take on the next set of remakes, which I would kind of guess they might, considering the backlash to BDSP, conversationally at least. Can I trick Kyurem? Will that work? I want to try it. I would kind of guess that Black and White remakes are maybe in development, like early development, at the same time. But I also don't know, like, are they going to want to get Gen 10 out for the 30th anniversary in 2026? Because that would more likely be next, after ZA. We also don't know when in 2025 ZA is going to come out. I'm really hoping that it's not first quarter. Because I want them to just, like, have a game in the oven for, like, an appropriate amount of time. So that way it can be, like, actually polished. It's like Nintendo is known for their polish, and yet Pokemon, the highest grossing media franchise in the world that Nintendo owns in part. And I guess that's maybe the issue, is it's in part. But, just consistently has been just, like, unpolished compared to, you know, I've said my piece on Breath of the Wild and not really caring for those open world Zeldas that much, but, like, at least they're generally pretty polished. There's probably issues, but it's like, it's not even really the same. Or, like, Mario, I guess, is a better example. Set arbitrary deadlines for their games. Yeah, someone in chat was mentioning that, was it Blaze? I think was mentioning that on Twitter they had said that they're reevaluating their development cycle or something. I don't know how true that is or, like, when that would have been, because I don't use Twitter at all, but if that's true, then, like they have to know. Someone has to know. And it's got to be, like, higher-ups or the Pokemon Company or someone, like, who is pushing these deadlines. Because you can see, like, there are inklings of passion coming through. Like, look at Arven's story in Scarlet and Violet. It's like, that isn't made by a team that doesn't care. It's made by a team that doesn't have enough time and or resources. So if anything, I think it's higher-ups who don't care and are just, like, pushing these deadlines for merch or, like, whatever. But ultimately arbitrary, yeah. Because, like, you're telling me that I went into this a few streams ago where it's like, you're telling me they can't keep just putting like Pikachu merch or like merch of existing mons and get that to sell? Like, do you really need these? Look at the new designs, largely. You need those fuckers to sell merch? Like, really? I mean, I guess, like, people want that new, but it's like, oh boy, I can't wait for my... Who's a shithead? Who's a shithead in Scarlet and Violet? What's like a really ugly design? Or like, even earlier, it's like, I can't wait for my Spewpaw plushie to come in. Or I can't wait for my... Dude, I can't even think of one. My Spidops. Like, it's like, come on, man. This is the part where... Back to the game. This is the spot where Kyurem's power resonates. Here, Kyurem can use the full extent of its power and easily cover all of Unova in ice. Kyurem, come. Pause. I have a memory that has continued to haunt me. Just one. That unpleasant look in your eyes reminds me of it. That aside, this is my gift to you to show my respect for making it this far. Pokemon Company still makes the vast majority of their money from merchandise. Yeah, and it's like, I get wanting to push out new games, so therefore new Pokemon and new characters for, like, new merch. But it's like, you've got so much to pull from already. That, like, why make the games suffer? I'll freeze you solid right here so you can watch my glorious ascent. Kyurem, glaciate. And here's the famous scene where, like, he's literally about to kill us. The true prequel to Legends Arceus. Reshiram! Fusion Flare! I know, and probably doesn't sound like that, but... just memeing. So you came. Can you not phrase it that way? The freak without a human heart. And... hey, the castle theme. It's lit. This shit was so hype, dude. It's still hype, but like... playing this for the first time, man. Reshiram told me if Kyurem is suffering, I can't allow selfish humans to make Pokemon suffer. And I like Unova. It's the place that taught me how to live as a human. It's the place that made me notice the harmony between Pokemon and humans living together. I will protect the Pokemon and humans who live here. Excellent! This was a moving expression of your determination. So the education I provided to make you king wasn't a complete waste then. I love this interaction between them. But I still haven't forgotten that even though I was kind enough to find you when you were living in the forest with Pokemon, and take you in, conveniently have the same hair color, I wonder if... do you think... I've been breaking my brain trying to figure this out. I know that people just have green hair in Pokemon randomly. Did Getsus dye his hair green to make it look like he's actually N's father? Or like he could be? Because I kind of like that theory. It could just be a coincidence, but it's like, why do they have basically the same hair color, though? It's weird. If there isn't, like, some kind of hair dye, something or other going on. We see N as a young kid in the opening of Black and White. I think he has green hair there, right? So that's probably natural. Getz is probably psychotic enough to dye his hair green. Because he's, like, obsessed with N. And care for you. In the end, you were selfish and disrupted my plans. I was supposed to use your abilities to lead Unova. But I'll forgive you for that as well. Reshiram, which you were kind enough to bring with you, can melt ice. Why is it written this way? Why? Now you've saved me the work of searching for it. Well, I guess, okay, his point is, like, he would want to destroy Reshiram so that it can't melt the ice that Kyurem produces. What's up, Baconator? Long time no see. And I'm assuming, because, like, Haxorus wasn't able to break the ice, it was, like, weird example, he went for Dragon Tail of all moves, but still, I would bet that, like, okay, Reshiram's fire is one of the few things that can actually melt Kyurem's ice, whereas, like, maybe standard fire attacks can't. I like that. The latest stream, yeah, I usually stream a little bit earlier, but lately I've been doing these later streams. It's been pretty fun. Well, actually, I knew you'd appear if we freed ice miss. I can't fucking read. Well, actually, I knew you'd appear if we fired ice missiles into Opalucid City, and you noticed the change. That's an ugly formula. It won't work. Oh, but it will. If I use these, the DNA splicers. Oh shit, your phone broke? Dude, that sucks. Hope you get it fixed soon. Orb. Cutscene's gonna look a little messed up, but I'm not gonna change the screen orientation because it's fine. Buy a new one tomorrow, hopefully. Hey, well, best of luck. I want to know what move that is. It's probably just the DNA splicers, but, you know. Rip. Alright, it reforms back into the white orb, or whatever they call it. Reshiram! No, this is actually not fan-made. This is all part of the actual story of Black and White 2. Kyurem, absorb Reshiram. Use Absofusion. Okay, that's the move. It's not really a move, but... not one you can use in battle, at least. This is the power of the DS. of the Nintendo DS at the end of its life. I mean, these cutscenes look a lot better because they're being upscaled by the emulator, but yeah. No, that's totally fair, though, because these games are hard to come by, though. Yeah, well, thanks for stopping by, Baconator. Hope you have a good rest of your night. Best of luck getting your new phone and all that. Appreciate you. I always thought this was cool, how, like, the tubes connect. That shit's... these fusions are so fucking cool, man. You think the original dragon's gonna be the first ever, like, 3-type Pokemon? Would they do that? They'd probably just make it Dragon Ice. Or no, it's probably just pure Dragon, in fact. Right? Something like that? Because well... I actually don't know how that would work. Because the fusions are still Dragon Ice, even though they fused with Reshiram or Zekrom, respectively. I never would have believed that Pokemon could fuse together. That there was a formula like this. You fool! Last time I was going to use you to capture people's hearts and minds to lead them. But this time I'm simply going to use overwhelming power and lead with an iron fist. Which your Metagross no longer has. Do you understand? If you had simply become king. Hey, appreciate you, Catcher, for the $5, $5 super chat. Get head out for the night, but I'm glad I stumbled upon your stream. Hey, appreciate you. Welcome anytime. I guess they are going to end for a little while, starting after I finish up this, because I'll be traveling for a few weeks, but yeah, totally. It was fun having you. Hope you have a good rest of your evening, if I haven't already said that. If you had simply become king, Unova would have remained beautiful. Dude, Gensys is, like, totally being a martyr about this. He's like, if you hadn't ruined my plans, then... It's like... He's like... On the one hand, he's kind of right in that N kind of did foil his plans to a point where he did force his hand to have to go to these extreme measures. But it's also a cop-out because, like, no one gets us, no one's forcing you to, like, do this, dude. But that's where the delusion comes into play. Of course, he's definitely not all there. Come now, trainer. This time no one will save you. But to make things interesting, I'll give you a chance. Let's see if you can stop this Kyurem. This is how legendary fights should be in, like, all the games. Even just, like, you should have to fight and beat it. Beat, like, a boosted legendary to prove yourself, and then it joins you or something. Like, that's really how it should be, in my opinion. I'm more and more convinced by that. Whittling it down, statusing it, and trying to throw balls for a million years is, like, just not fun. At all. You could just make them, like, actual boss fights. It'd be sick. And, whoa, look at that. Alola did that. Wow. It's almost like those games are good or something. Could your Pokemon be shaking with rage? No, that's not possible. Only Hugh has rage. I don't know, some stupid shit like that. Simple tools don't have emotion or thought. Come, challenge Kyurem. Just so you know, catching it is impossible. My cane emits signals that disrupt the function of all Pokeballs. Alright, bye. Just like, just leave. Leave the scenario here. I'm gonna try to trick it. I want to see if that works. It's faint, but I can hear my friend. I can hear Reshiram's voice. It says they can be separated again. I beg you, please save my friend. And all of Unova's Pokemon and humans. I want to see your face at the moment you lose all hope. Battle to protect Unova. I've prepared the finest stage, and it's wasted on a bit player like you. Losing... Dude, that dialogue goes kind of hard, though. I'm gonna see if this works. It's Power Herb? Oh, I guess, is the signature move a 2-turn? I think it is, right? Ice Burn, or whatever it's called. So now you're locked into Ice Beam, right? That's one way to trivialize this fight. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. I'm hoping it doesn't take my Scarf. If it does, I'll just PK Hex another one in, but I don't know if this counts as a wild encounter or like how that works. That'd be kind of shitty. I guess I could trick it back. That's just close combat. If I have to fight Ghetsis without a Choice Scarf, I guess so be it, but... there's no way this doesn't kill from this range. And see, what I mean when I say that legendary fights should be like this, I mean, like, in concept, you can't catch it. You have to actually defeat it. Kind of deal. Reshiram and Riram? Kyurem and Reshiram were separated. I can't believe this. Shoutouts if you know what that's from. I can't believe it. The new Kyurem I went to all the trouble of preparing. How irritating. Now I have to go recapture Kyurem, don't I? But first, I'll take down this disgusting trainer by my own hand. This time I will succeed. No matter what they try, no one will be able to stop me. Dennis. Dennis. I can't unhear it. I hate it. This is a pretty good lead on my part. I could cripple this. Oh, I did get the Scarf back. Oh no, I have a Power Herb. Oh. Okay. That's kind of unfortunate, but I'll just change it to PK Hex. That's kind of annoying. Like, I get it, because it's like, okay, the wild Pokemon's fainted, or like it ran away or whatever. You died of Shadow Ball? I feel like if I don't one-shot, I don't feel like I get one-shot. Cofagrigus is pretty strong, though. Mr. Trick Room, okay. This is the power of Dennis. Do you heal up here? No, he goes for Hex, which I definitely live. Goes Eel. Eel versus Eel? Some Eel on Eel action? What would you go for? You don't get Scald. You maybe have Knockoff? Probably not, though. Let me go into this, and if I can click U-turn, I can Bug Buzz, I can do all sorts of things. Those are Aqua Tail, okay. We do resist this, thanks to our Bug Dragon typing. You don't have anything to hit me super effectively, at least I doubt it. Like, Fire's neutral, I almost kind of want to Bug Buzz this. Because it just does a ton. Oh, it starts setting up, okay. As much as I'd like to see physical Eel versus special Eel, if he sets up enough, I don't think I win the 1v1, probably. Sash? No, just lefties. Goes for Wild Charge, which, I don't know if they did buff it to 120 in this. Oh, wow. I think that mattered. I think that definitely mattered, especially if it's still 90 BP. But, whatever, man. Twisted Dimensions return to normal. That means that I outspeed with Shandy, who's already weak, so we might as well... I kind of want your lefties, but I know you're just gonna Aqua Tail and kill me if I do that. Actually, yeah, this proved to be a lengthier stream than you might have thought at first glance. Hard Eel here. Because if he Dragon Dances, I definitely still live, whatever he throws out. Or just outplay that way. Are you Wakanberry? Either way, I click T-Bolt. It probably is. Oh, it's not. Okay. You Sash? No, it just dies. Isn't it Champ? A big ol' smooch. In fact, more like a leech sucking on sucking on you as opposed to like an actual kiss, probably, but which is kind of disturbing to think about. Because this thing is very leech-like, actually. I'm guessing eels and leeches are closely related somewhat. Is there a leech Pokemon? Am I not thinking of one off the top of my head? Oh, I forgot he has this. Gets a special attack raise. Flygon's dead, and Chandler is not Scarf anymore. So this is, pretty bad. If I actually had my choice Scarf, I would just kill it here. You could have literally anything. That's what I hate about this mon. I feel like I need to heal up Shandy. This sucks. Let me think. Look, we times 4 resist Bug Buzz. Some combination of Bolt and or Beam. And I feel like Chandelure probably lives one of those from... Well, it lives probably Thunderbolt or whatever, if it gets Thunderbolt. Something that hits it neutrally. Because we resist the dual stab, obviously. It's like Flash Cannon and Bug Buzz aren't an issue. Of course, I can't view how many Mons he has left, so I don't know what I should save. Metagross probably lives at least one of whatever he dishes out. He has one more in the back. It's his Hydreigon. So this actually is shit against Hydreigon anyway. Bullet Punch might be kind of good, but we've got Samurott to deal with Hydreigon somewhat. He does have T-Bolt. I know it's a Genesect, but like, you should live. You should definitely live this. Oh yeah, easily. We actually kind of lived two, weirdly. It's probably a roll, but didn't hit the yellow health, which is kind of crazy. Goes Hydra. It's probably Life Orb, so I actually want it to keep that. I think I just... What do I do here? If he starts setting up, that's a problem. But I can't really hit him very easily with this. But I also don't want to go... I'm going to pivot into this. I don't know if this is like... Okay, goes for Dark Pulse. So Samurott was the play. I should have figured. I just was... Oh my... Yeah. Are we faster? Doubt it. No. Okay. I should have gone hard Sam... Well, that crit anyway. Doesn't necessarily mean it would have crit if I switched out, but... I should have gone hard Samu. And then if I needed a revenge kill with Nidoking, I could, because I do live one. I just CC. There's no way you live this. Yeah, greedy bastard. That's not how this works. It's like, oh, I need a nasty plot to break through. Yeah, but you're dead. He's already dead. Crit didn't matter. No way. Plus, I would just Sucker Punch after anyway, even if it was resist. That would definitely have killed. Could it be? My plans for completing total world domination failed yet again? No! It mustn't be. I couldn't have been defeated by some random trainer who... How do you read that fast? I'm the creator of Team Plasma. I'm perfect. Perfect. Perfect, you say? I'm the absolute ruler who will change the world. And I've lost to some unknown trainer not once, but twice? Nani? I can't accept this. This isn't possible. I can't be bested by fools who can't even use Pokémon correctly. It's hard to call you this, but... Dad! Father! Please understand, Pokémon are not tools. Pokémon and humans take each other to greater heights. They are wonderful partners. Some humans understand this. Why can't you? Shut your goddamn mouth, you son of a bitch. I was molested by a Mr. Mime when I was... I don't know. Like, so, there's gotta be some traumatic thing with Ghetsis when he was a kid. Udasai, Udasai. Like, that's... Yeah. I don't think that kind of thing... I don't think that translates super well. I think it's kind of dumb even in Japanese when they just, like, Udasai, Udasai, whatever. Like, shut up, shut up, shut up, over and over again, but... Don't talk like a person, you freak. No real person could talk to Pokemon. Lord Ghetsis has lost control. We'll take it from here. Okay. Without Father, Team Plasma is farewell. On behalf of everyone, thank you. Kyurem is fine. Now it has lost its power, but it will come here again. Reshiram says thank you as well. Yeah, thanks, Dad. Literally. That's right, I can talk with Pokemon. Why do you have to say that so matter-of-fact, though? That's right, I can talk with Pokemon. That's like literally what gets us said, though. It's fine. Okay, I'm like making fun of the dialogue too much. That's actually fine, because he's just like confirming, like, that's right, like what gets us said was right, I can talk with Pokemon. On that day 2 years ago, a certain trainer in Alder taught me something. By accepting different ideas, it's nice of him to mention Alder, even. Different ideas, this world creates a chemical reaction. So I met many different Pokemon and people and heard so much. To shout out to this scene in, is it Generations, the animation? I keep shouting that out, but it's like so good. Like all of the episodes of that like anniversary, like bite-sized kind of anime they released. That shit's super good. So I met many different Pokemon and people and heard so much. And that's how my world quietly grew bigger. By being with Pokemon, humans can continue towards New Horizons. Animal Crossing New Horizons, which will release in approximately 8 years from now. By being with humans, Pokemon can exhibit their true power. That's what Reshiram taught me, the truth for Pokemon and me. And someday, both truth and ideals will come together. Does he have a different speech here that focuses on ideals? I would guess so, for Zekrom. Then Pokemon and humans will be free from the oppression of Pokeballs. You. What are you and your Pokemon striving for? You should head to the Pokemon League and put your truths to the test. I think it's so cool that the Pokemon League is like a victory lap, and I guess you could say the same for like Platinum. And really most games, it's like you finish it beforehand, but I guess being that Black and White literally had the final showdown after the Pokemon League, it's like, I don't know, the conflict's resolved. I don't really feel like the gym challenge in this game is more so just like, well, we're on our way. It's like we might as well get stronger. But it doesn't really feel like the driving force, especially after a certain point when Team Plasma does show to be a threat. Is it over? If you say no, he's like, well, it's never truly over, because who knows, or whatever. But I don't know what I see, so it's finally over. More importantly, you rescue Kieran from Team Plasma, right? You're really something. I'm gonna make sure Purloin gets back to my sister. That's just gonna claw her eyes out. Still can't take it out of the Pokeball yet, though. So go to the Pokemon League? That's a good idea. I mean, now you're the strongest in Unova, right? Go prove it. Do you remember where we first met up in the Giant Chasm? If you follow the path from there, it goes on to Route 23. I do think it's cool how everything interconnects here, though. Like, the region design in this game is, like, really, I think, really quite good, especially in this area with, like, Humalao and Lacanosa and the Pokemon League being so close. Bitter Hue. I forget what. I seem to remember it being possible to get Kyurem White for the Pokemon League. I'm trying to remember how that is possible, though. What the? Alright, this is added by the ROM hack. I still could actually kind of do without the added story scenes. I think in concept they're kind of okay, but they're fine. They're fine, I guess. Quixotic. I'm undercover at the Cafe Sonata in Castelia City when I overhear a most dastardly plan. A Plasmagoon lets their mouth run, and out comes top secret details of a plan to freeze the Unova region solid. Two years ago. So, Platinum, right? Or no, wait, 2 years ago is just Pokemon Black and White. Duh, it's a bigger time skip than actually occurred in real life between releases. Oh yeah, I guess you do work with Looker to round up the sages, that's right, duh. If I had just like clicked A again, or B in this case, but yeah. Together we rounded up the 7 sages of Team Plasma, but with the villainous Shadow Triad... But the villainous Shadow Triad broke all those loyal to the new regime out of imprisonment. And it's a nice little tidbit of... it makes sense to, like, explain that, I suppose. What would be cool is in the black and white remakes, imagine a post-game scene of the Shadow Triad, like, it says, like, 2 years later or something. Shadow Triad breaking them out and stuff like that. Like, some setup. They can more... Like, that's the cool thing about the remake potential, is there can be a little bit... Even more foreshadowing. There can be more... I don't want them to go too far, because there is such thing as too much foreshadowing. Persona 5. But... in reality, it's like, there is potential to, like... I'm sure these games in some sense were crafted to be a duology from the get-go, but... I wonder if Black and White 2 did start as more of a third version thing, and then they pivoted into sequels, or if it was always going to be sequels, I don't know. Because like, I think there is enough of a through line already. I don't necessarily need more, but... Temporal and spatial anomalies across Unova. I'm sure this is how we encounter the other legendaries that are not normally catchable in this game. Oh wait, we can actually go to Unity Tower, wow. At least I'm assuming what that is. That's what that is. And I guess this also sets up Looker, like, getting transported into the Mega timeline for Oris. Or I guess XY? Wait a second. No, it's Annabelle. No, wait. Annabelle's the one that falls through. Okay, never mind. Looker doesn't have amnesia because he literally just is in X and Y. We have the max repel up. That's not the right way. I can never figure out how to maneuver this place. There's a few items to grab, though. Star piece. Plum, 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 plum. Plum, plum, plum. Now we can actually reuse repels, because I used a max before. Let me talk to these guys, see what's up. I wonder if that guy who ran off had figured something out. I'm in no position to say anything. In the past, I stole Pokemon too. Oh, you're safe, I'm so glad. As for Team Plasma's ship, a man in a white lab coat appeared. He said that a trainer had given him the answer he'd been seeking. And as thanks, he would disband Team Plasma. Then he said, farewell, walk a just path of Pokemon, and he flew the ship away. Pretty sure he flies it over the P2 laboratory. So I do still like that theory that the P2 laboratory is just like Colress's workplace, basically, prior to this game. Although I guess the implications is that's also a Team Plasma facility where Genesect is created, right? So, I mean, it's possible that Colress is working for Team Plasma during the events of Black and White 1, but just like in R&D kind of thing. Since their grand plan wasn't actually revealed, so it's like, okay. It's not like his employer is obviously evil. And shit, even then he doesn't even seem to care that they're obviously evil in this game, so... How the fuck do I think I have to go around the long way, no? Yeah. I think this is this is correct. Yep. A sunstone, wow. I can evolve my gloom I've been using into a blossom. Did I say no? Or did I hit yes? Because I didn't hear the little spray sound. Any other items I missed? I don't think so. Yeah, we'll spray it up. I mean, I could have reacted to that, I just didn't. Bum, 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 bum. Nice of Hugh to not heal us. Still power herb, right? Yeah. I'll swap that out for a choice scarf and PK Hex, because I think it's dumb that you can trick away your items like that. Especially for a boss fight. I get that it just probably functions as a wild encounter that you can't actually catch, but just that heals you on Route 23. And I think Route 23 is pretty big, and so is Victory Road, but I don't think it's unreasonable to do that and the Pokemon League and have it not be like an extremely long stream. Like Route 23 takes probably what? Probably take like an hour? Victory Road probably another hour? Elite Four and Champion, like that, those fights are going to be kind of long. Well, maybe. I found this hack to be like kind of easy. And like level-wise, we're okay. I don't know that I really want to go... I don't know what the Elite Four levels are, but it's like, do I want to pass 70 even? Maybe I skip trainers and like don't explore as thoroughly? I'm not sure what to do in this case. My whole rhythm's been thrown off. It's like I'm so used to just like fighting everyone. And that sometimes in these hacks actually not being enough, level-wise. I guess these are fine for like during the Elite Four, like in between battles. Or if I like desperately need to use one or something, but yeah. We do have TM for substitute. I was saying how Nidoking could maybe make use of that, but I think in-game it's actually not ideal. Probably have like 30,000 hard stones. 12. God. I don't even think I need the one, but I'll just hold on to it, I guess. In fact, I don't even need the Pokeballs, realistically speaking. Oh my god. So much in-game money, it's crazy. See, this is my issue with the healing items in the first 5 or 6 gens. Is that, like, you go from 50 to 200 from what you can buy. In this game, it's not too bad because you have Lemonades at 80 HP, Moo Milk's at 100. It's like, okay, a 150 or something, like, would be kind of nice, but not the end of the world. Then you go from 200 to, like, max. It's more than double for healing, what? Most Pokemon have, like, at level 100, they have between, like, what, 300 and 400 HP, usually. With exceptions of, like, you know, Blissey and shit. So it's like, Hyper Potions heal most of the way up. 2/3 of the way up more often than not. If not, maybe more, but maybe not quite to full kind of deal. But it's like, you look at the price difference here, it's like, this is a free full heal baked in the same turn. And you know how much full heals cost? 600. So you're better off just finding full restores. I've never... I wouldn't say never, but like buying max potions is like kind of a waste. Oh my god. I don't want to get crazy with it, but I know like Victory Road and all that is going to be kind of annoying. That. Just buy 10 of these. I always buy way too many full heals and then never use them. $40 should be plenty. It's like 15. Although I do have the Castelia cones still, but sell those. Kind of redundant at this point. Let's see if I can use the Carbos on anyone. I feel like most of my guys are probably not maxed, but like, you know, unable to use this because they're past 100. Yeah. Sure, I was trying to keep Eel kind of slow, but I don't think it's actually really that great. What I can do real quick... Okay, you're already lowered all the way to the min. You're my only soul physical attacker. And then my soul special attackers... Or wait, no, you have U-turn, so that's actually not what I meant to do. It's still fine, because U-turn is not there for damage. But it's like, you guys don't run any physical moves, everyone else does, to some effect. So, yeah. I guess I'll save walking into Route 23 for next time, since it is kind of like a throwback track. It's got like Professor Rowan's theme in it and shit. It's kind of sick. This really is like the DS's swan song, especially, I mean, specifically for Pokemon, but just kind of in general. But yeah, I think that's all for tonight. Check down Team Plasma. Team Plasma is what I was trying to say. Team Plasma is done. 40 hours is kind of wild.